Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4playernetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy.
It's a me, Mario!
No.
Huh?
No.
Huh?
No.
No?
It's a me, Mario.
No, that was terrible.
Horrible.
That was terrible.
Nick's.
Brad, do you care to give it a try?
Oh boy.
That's the wrong... Okay. Anyways.
That's the wrong beloved character.
Yes. No, we're not doing this again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 512. It is July 19th, 2017. My name is Nick Henderson. I'm your host this evening.
That's fine.
Be cool. Be cool.
Everybody be cool. Brad Simons is to my right.
Hello. Just being cool.
Nolan Hedstrom.
What up, guys?
And filling in for Crispy this week is Christopher Davis.
Good evening.
Wearing a Pikachu hat tonight.
This was.
He didn't want to participate in Mario Week, so
This
he's
was
wearing a
forced
Pikachu.
upon Chris
I am
Davis.
participating in Mario Week more than you, sir.
Wait, that's not true.
I mean,
You're not the one who's doing a mini project M this Sunday.
Oh,
that is true.
That's
Way to
true.
work that in there. Nice.
I've done my share of Project M's.
Guys, we are smack dab in
How
the
many
middle.
have you won, Brad?
Shut up.
We
No, I beat Nick in Resident Evil.
Did you?
Yeah. Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I guess you did. Anyways, we are smack dab in the middle of...
Wait, I won Zelda! Man, fuck you!
Who here won Mario?
Fuck all you guys. I haven't won one. So fuck you. Anyways, we are smack dab in the middle of Mario Week here on our stream at twitch.tv/4playerpodcast or at 4pp.tv if you prefer. We've been playing a shit ton of Mario games, where the Mario games are going to continue all week long, and they're going to culminate on Sunday, which is the 23rd, with a mini Project M race between Christopher Davis and Carlos. We're not telling you what game they're playing, but they're going to race through a Mario game on Sunday. Please tune in for that. If you watch on 4pp.tv, you'll be able to...
Super Princess Peach.
Tune in to watch
Why did
Carlos
nobody
get
play
his
that?
ass
Oh.
kicked.
I guess.
I guess we could play Super Princess Peach if someone really wanted to, since we're really loose about the rules.
You down with SPP?
Oh my goodness.
That's like the most sexist video game ever made.
Has Carlos even played a Mario game? Does he know what one is?
Probably.
Yeah, he's got some cool shit.
Hey, what he's playing, it's not a Mario game, technically.
It's more of a Mario game than yours.
That's bullshit.
Just kidding.
Deep, deep,
Anyways, yeah. So if you want to watch us all week long, we're doing nothing but Mario games on the feed. So as you know, as you might suspect, we're gonna be talking about a lot of Mario games on the podcast tonight. The ones that we've at least played on the feed, or maybe even off the feed in some cases, so far. But yeah, tune in all week long. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool games coming up. A lot of weird games coming up too, possibly. So yeah, check that out. Anyways, before I get too far into it, how's everybody doing?
Lame.
Lame.
Poor.
What?
Poor?
You want me to be honest or not? I'm doing shit. My house is filled with fucking boxes of baby crap that I have to put together. We ain't got room for anything. Painting the fucking room, that's shit. You know, we're like, we had some fucking issues with the molding, and we're like, oh, well, that looks like white. Let's get some white paint. And we started painting white. It's like, that wasn't white at all, but it looks super fucking
It was
white.
probably eggshell.
But I don't know. How are you
You
supposed
should,
to
you
know?
know, you could save space by mounting stuff like the crib to the wall.
What?
Wait,
Save space.
can you actually mount cribs to the wall?
You can mount anything. To
Sure.
the wall
No,
if you
we
try
have
hard.
plenty of space in the baby's room, but the room isn't ready to have stuff be moved in yet, so shit is everywhere.
This is our old podcast room you're talking about.
Yeah.
Too.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right. You moved. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It approaches. Anyways, anything else? Anybody else? Movies.
Saw Spooderman.
I saw Spooderman.
Still haven't seen it.
We went and saw
Oh, we
it
talked about that
second
last week.
time.
What'd
I
you
wasn't
think?
here last week.
It was great a second time.
I liked it.
You watched it twice. I still haven't watched it once.
Yep, seen
pretty
it
good
twice.
movie.
I saw The Big Sick last night.
That's a pretty good movie.
That movie is pretty good.
I like that one
Pretty
a lot.
good.
I watched.
I watched Okja,
Oh,
the new Jong.
Oh,
Yeah,
How is that?
the Bong Joon-ho movie. I mean, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was, but I liked it.
I watched the Castlevania series.
Oh,
I watched that
I
too.
still haven't
Yeah.
finished that.
What? It's like 4 episodes.
I've been so busy
I
with
did
shit.
it in one sitting.
It's so busy.
I like it. I like it.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna get around to it.
I like it. I
keep forgetting.
I hate it because I want more of it, and I know it's not going to be anytime soon.
The studio behind it's Frederator. They wrote the scripts for this back in 2007,
Jesus Christ.
and
I don't know.
my God, that was
Frederator
back
is-
before
Frederator
Castlevania
is
was
the
ruined.
studio behind a bunch of different Nickelodeon series, including Fairly Odd Parents. If
That's
you remember
weird.
that. So I'm thinking 2007 was the height of like that show's popularity. So in the middle of a writing room, I'm picturing the scene about goat sex being discussed.
Wait.
And
In
like-
Castlevania? Oh, yeah, I heard
Like
about this.
I feel like that came up in a Fairly Odd Parents writing session. They were like, "We can't put that on TV." And then
So
they got
shelve
this
it for
contract.
the Castlevania thing we're doing next.
They got the contract, and they were like, "This is my moment.
Well, you know what?
I can finally do this joke."
Nolan says you don't think it's going to come very soon, but I don't know. Like,
Well, I'm
I
not
didn't
saying it's not going to come soon. It's just not going to come soon enough. No matter how soon it comes, it's not soon enough.
Netflix cranks shit out like nobody's business.
I
Like, they announced this thing
they
and it
will
was
buy
like, out.
anything.
yeah, that's they're producing. They're buying into it. They're not producing it. They're not creating it themselves.
Like-
I don't know
like-
how long it's going to take
it's
them
gotta
to
be-
get
it's
out more
gotta be part of the
episodes.
I mean,
contract.
Kimmy Schmidt, for example, that was originally going to be an NBC show.
Yeah.
And then NBC dropped it at the last second, and so they bought it.
The fuck do you know all this shit?
Because it's a damn good show and it's from Tina Fey.
Chris Davis is an encyclopedia of television knowledge.
I learned these things.
Watched season 7, episode 1 of Game of Thrones.
Me too.
I didn't.
I
That's
watched,
a show.
I
No
watched that
spoilers.
as well.
Not that I care, but you know,
Oh God.
was it good?
It was an episode of Game of Thrones.
Uh-oh.
People died.
You don't want me to spoil anything?
I thought it was.
You could say if it was good or not.
I liked it. How's that?
Is winter here yet?
Yes. In fact, that's the whole.
I'm more
They actually had
interested
to,
in what
that's
they
Nolan
actually
that's
had
like
to-
the tagline
fuck.
for this season.
Okay. So when
They actually had to push the filming back of this season because they had to wait for winter to actually come so they could film the scenes they needed.
And
to
winter came
film.
like all over the place. It was pretty messy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
So-
good, Nolan.
It's pretty good.
Okay. I'll get
I
around
mean,
to it eventually, but I'm just not.
It's
in a
it's one of
rush.
those things where it's like I was pretty let down with the past couple of seasons overall.
I like 6 a lot.
I mean, it was okay. I don't know.
Had
Whatever.
some great moments.
Yeah, just because it had great moments doesn't mean it wasn't great or wasn't bad. I don't know. One of my biggest issues, if we're already talking about this,
Shrek
the
2
problem
has great moments.
Is I think they have too many characters and they spend like 2 minutes here and then 2 minutes here
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
we've
2
talked
minutes
about
here.
that.
I know we've talked, and I just hate that. I want to spend 10 minutes with a character. Like, give me a fucking scene. And thankfully, in this episode, they did. You
Or
actually
do
got
a
to spend like a decent chunk of time with each person.
Or do what
before-
most shows do and actually dedicate entire episodes to
Episodes
one
to character.
character.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
agree.
who cares if you don't see a character for a few episodes? If you spend an entire hour with one
You
character.
really want 60 minutes of Bran?
That's true.
That'd be the worst.
2 scoops of brands enough for me.
Oh God.
That was 2 scoops of raisins.
Raisin Bran.
We had the,
Oh, that's so funny.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, anyways, enough about that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of games to talk about. There is not a whole lot of feedback from last week's podcast, but I will read what little we have. Of course, guys, we do a giveaway every month. If your name is drawn, we will let you pick a game and we will gift you that game. All we ask is that you help us promote the show and participate in community discussion by leaving us comments and feedback on these episodes. So if you have anything you want to chime in on about anything we talk about on the show, head on over to 4playernetwork.com, find the post for this episode, and drop us a comment. Our first comment this week comes from Cobra. This is kind of vague, but I'm going to go with it. He says, I would love to get VR, especially now that the games are looking pretty cool. If only I had room in my house to use it. And the only reason I'm saying this, because it is kind of, not a whole lot of meat to that comment, but I feel like the only VR hardware that really requires, like a significant space commitment is like
The Vive.
the Vive.
Yeah.
Like the PlayStation VR is not a huge.
Well, I mean, Oculus also has like their little hand things, and even
Yeah.
PlayStation VR has like the Move controllers depending on the game.
With the Vive, you're like literally setting shit up all around your room. It's like
Yeah,
weird.
Well, so
you
hold
practically
on.
have to have a room dedicated to your Vive.
I've seen. I can't remember if it was Oculus or Vive, but at at PAX South last year, when I played Galactic Chef, what they had done was in the game, you literally set up a field around you. You like essentially tell the thing, hey, this is where I'm okay, and then if you're in the game and you go past that, like you'll see like a red wall, like essentially saying, hey, like stop moving in this direction because you're gonna. And I thought that was actually really smart to be able to just every time you go to set up your game, or every time you move your setup, set up your perimeters just physically with the system itself, saying, hey, this is my bounding box. Yeah. Instead of having to fucking set up cameras and sensors and shit.
True. I mean, the thing is, just PlayStation VR is all I personally have, and as of right now, it's all I really want, to be honest. Yeah. But it's a very minimal amount of setup. I mean, with the exception of the wires that run between you and the system, it's pretty minimal. So then again, I don't know what kind of space this person is working with, so you never know.
He lives inside a coffin?
If he lives in the closet under the stairs, a la Harry Potter or something, then that might be a bit of an issue. But worth considering. And Tobly said, this is a big comment, but it pertains to Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age, because we talked about that last week. He says, the Final Fantasy 12 discussion sparked some thoughts about that game. I have sort of mixed feelings about returning to Final Fantasy 12. On one hand, the changes that have been made sound compelling. On the other hand, there is what happened the first time I tried to play it. The main story did not grab me, but I quite enjoyed the hunts, which I went out of my way to do, to the point of being more than 20 levels above story content when I finally returned after doing every hunt within reach. After that, I tried to return to the main path, but it was like returning to a long game in the middle of a save that you can hardly remember. Despite it being a game that I had actively played, on top of that, I became annoyed with not feeling powerful despite my massive level advantage, which is why I quit at that point, which was like 60 to 70 hours into the game.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't know where to start there.
So to kind of add on to that, and I feel like a lot of RPGs are like that. Yeah. Where if you stop doing the main story because it has a shit ton of side stuff, by the time you get back to the main story, you've forgotten what's going on. You've forgotten certain characters. You're like, you forget your motivation sometimes. Yeah. And that can be a downer when you're playing a game, like kind of forgetting why you enjoyed certain things. Maybe.
I think there are some games.
FF9.
I think there are some characters or some. Especially, there are some Final Fantasy games, too, that do a pretty good job of telling a really good story, but it's, like, simple enough, or simple in a way. Like, I always bring up Final Fantasy X when I think about this, because that game, I think, has a really great story, but I also think it's, like, simple enough. It's, like, it's way more simplified than, like, some of the more political stories, like in Final Fantasy 12 or Final Fantasy 9, or, those can get bogged down in, like, some pretty complex shit happening. But Final Fantasy X is pretty straightforward. Like, I have on multiple occasions started that game and then taken a couple month break and come back to it, and within like 5 or 10 minutes I remember everything that was going on.
You Yevon.
Yevon.
But
Chris Davis looks so uncomfortable in that hat. Like he's never worn anything on his head in his life.
I don't wear hats.
Clearly.
Ever.
You look like you're having a horrible time.
But we appreciate.
We need to get you like a Rastafarian dreads and hat.
Okay.
Just like
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else y'all want to say about Final Fantasy 12? I feel like it's surprising that the story didn't catch him, because like the story hooked me. Like
this is a well done world.
It's a well done
kind
world.
Of absorbing.
And like it's one of those, like, I remember enjoying the story immensely, but I forgot like it's complicated enough that as soon as I stopped playing it after a short period of time had passed, I completely forgot what happened. So I also feel kind of like I'm experiencing it for the first time again, going back and playing it now. But I don't know. That's a bummer. I mean, everyone has.
I think a lot of people just don't like Vaughn.
Yeah, I mean.
And I agree, he's not the best character, and it sucks that some of the supporting characters are much better characters, like Balthier and Fron.
I think there are better characters. I think you could do far worse.
Penelo's kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? Like the main two characters are like, who the fuck cares? Like, when like Bosch. Bosch is such a much cooler character than Vaughn. Like, it sucks.
That is true.
But I mean, that being said, once when you're not playing the story, you kind of don't have to play as them. You can just, when you're running around doing quests and stuff, you can.
I don't honestly. I don't mind the character designs, though. To be totally honest.
Remember the part when Fran flips out?
Yeah.
She's like, the mist, the mist. And then she like freaks out.
Yeah.
Pones. Okay, whatever.
No, I actually don't remember
I
that.
remember
But thanks
that.
for reminding me.
You'll get
Was that when they were in the forest, right?
No, they're in like they're in like
Franz the bunny
They're in
lady.
an airship.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right.
Anyways, yeah, that's all the feedback we have this week. So I'll just remind everybody, if there's anything y'all want to chime in on, please leave us a comment. We'll get to it at the beginning of next week's episode, and we'll enter you in the drawing for the giveaway for the month of July. I think there's only one more episode this month. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Next week, yeah.
I don't know how time works. All right, we have a bunch of Mario games to talk about, and I don't know where we want to start. I know Brad's kind of excited to talk about
From the
his.
beginning.
Up Super Mario Bros.
What?
Crossover.
Super fan.
Is there anything we want to say in
Fan.
general about our history with Mario? Do we want to have just like a retrospective?
I
real
brought
quick?
it up before. Mario was the first game I ever played.
Oh shit!
The first console I ever got when I was 8, 6, 7. I don't fucking know how old I was.
2.
Whatever. Was I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago when I came down. I was a one-story house. When I walked into my living room Christmas morning and
Yeah.
my mom had Super Mario Brothers playing, like
Yeah.
the start screen where Mario's just
That
running.
sounds magical.
No, it is, and it fucking was. I to this day I remember it vividly, and I don't think I'll ever forget. And that's literally the first game I ever played. I don't know why my mom decided to go out and buy me and my sister a Super Nintendo with Super Mario Brothers, but she did.
Oh, it
And
wasn't something you were like asking
No.
for.
Did not even fucking know it was gonna happen.
Nice.
I don't remember what the first video game I played was, but
What about the first
I think-
Mario
I
game
think-
you played?
Yeah, the first Mario game out was the original Mario Brothers. I was 5, and I was at daycare at La Petite Academy off of.
Whoa!
Don't tell people where you go to school, Chris Davis. They might come and find you.
We still go to school.
off of William Cannon, and they had an NES with the Duck Hunt and Mario combo.
Oh shit! Oh, we should have
And,
busted out some Duck Hunt this week.
See, I
was
feel
my
like
first experience.
it's hard to remember your. I mean, the thing is, like, what it was probably like something in an arcade or whatever, right? Like your first game,
No.
maybe, or like
As a 6-year-old, I often didn't go to arcades.
it was probably something like at a friend's house or whatever. You know,
Some of my
it probably wasn't the first video game that I owned myself.
I wouldn't mind having a discussion
don't
about
know.
what our first game. Try and remember what our first games were, but let's keep it focused on Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
The first Mario game for me was probably original Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and all that. But
Yeah, me
like I
too.
said, like I didn't like I got my NES. I didn't have many games for it except for maybe Mario, and then I got my Super NES. I got Mario Kart for that. In fact, that's like maybe the only game I ever had on my Super NES.
Oh, wow.
And
What?
Yeah, dude, I didn't really enjoy playing video games when the NES and the SNES
You
was
missed
out.
out on a lot of.
I know I
great
did. I'm sure I
things.
did.
This is
But
not new
it
information.
wasn't until I picked up I saw the
It's
N64
reinforcing.
and I wanted to play that for some reason so badly. So I ended up getting a 64 and ended up with Mario 64. So Mario 64 is probably the first Mario game I ever got like fucking serious about playing.
My parents weren't able to get me a 64 with Mario for Christmas when it came out, but they were able to get me Pilot Wings.
No.
So that was my first 64 game.
My first Mario game was actually Mario Bros.
Oh.
Like the one where you're running
Yeah,
around.
yeah, the arcade game.
Yeah, probably on an Apple II. Because
Jesus.
my friend had an Apple II, and I go over to his house. And play
Good
Spy
God,
Hunter
how
and
old
shit.
are you,
I
Brad?
know, right? An Apple II. Christ. What was Steve's Jobs like as a child?
I mean, he wasn't born yet.
By the way, have you gotten your Social Security check this week there, Brad?
Yes.
Boom. Okay, anyways, all right. So let's Brad, do you want to start with your game?
Yes.
I know you're excited to talk about it.
No, what did you do?
I didn't do a damn thing.
Calm down, bro.
I played Super Mario Bros. Crossover. It's actually Super Mario Bros. Crossover. I
Shit.
typed it in wrong. It's cool.
So I made the overlay based on your typo.
So I had heard of this
Son
game
of a bitch.
years and years ago, and I thought it was a really cool idea. Apparently, the dude who made this game kept updating it. And,
Really?
And this conversation should lead with the footage, so y'all can see what I played. The reason this applies for Mario Week is because, look, it's Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros.
That looks like Super Mario Bros. As fuck.
Yeah, see Super Mario Bros, right?
Yes.
Except there's a twist.
Okay.
And there's so much content in this game. The core game is Super Mario Bros. The whole game, and there's actually lost levels and a special thing that I haven't seen, maybe like a custom thing, but it's the full game. Except it's a crossover, which means
the title.
you have a lot of other options.
I think Brad's waiting for the footage to get.
I'm waiting for the
spot.
footage. I'm waiting for the moment of like, oh shit! I die here on purpose.
You're
so you can
really
see.
killing the podcast though by
I'm not.
waiting.
No, the podcast is fine. We're vamping. It's good. People are interested in our chemistry.
What?
You have all these characters. You could change the tile sets. Check this shit out.
What
Check this shit out.
the fuck?
There's an inordinate amount of Castlevania characters on screen right here.
Oh, that looks
I
like...
died on purpose because what I wanted to do was change the tile set.
To Castlevania.
It's still literally Super Mario Bros. Except it plays different because the characters have their own abilities. Like he literally has a whip. He could throw an axe. Like he can't jump on enemies to hurt them.
So essentially what you're describing for people who aren't watching the live footage is you're essentially playing Super Mario Brothers, but you can straight up choose characters from other franchises.
And the thing is, all the sound effects and musics and like enemy sprites, they change it all. And it's dope as fuck. It's so cool. That's the star.
That sounds like a massive undertaking.
Oh my god, that's the thing. Years and years ago, I've heard of this, and it was super simple. Super simple, just a few characters, and that was really the only difference. It's like Link and stuff. But like he's been updating it so many times, so much, and it's like so fully featured now with so much dope shit. It's crazy. And like you have it to where anytime you die, you change a level, you can switch if you want. And I can't tell you enough like the different music. There's all these different Simons, but like they all have like the music from like the respective games. So you pick Simon Belmont from Castlevania 2, and fucking Bloody Tears starts. And
Bloody Tears is so good.
And depending on like what level you're in, and like the like if you go underground, it changes with new music, and like it's so sick. It's so sick.
Wow.
You can change everything. Link's Awakening. You pick Link's Awakening Link. It has Link's Awakening music, and that goes for stage music. That goes for deaths. That goes for like the music that plays when you beat a level. The transition music. The different stages. It's so sick. Like this is seriously the coolest way I've ever played the original Super Mario Bros, which at this point is kind of. He even has his like flip that he does.
Oh, nice! From Link's Awakening, yeah, with the feather.
Cool.
I'm gonna guess this game wasn't.
This is one of those few fan projects that it survived
this is free. This is in Flash. But it's I mean it supports saves. Use Joy to key to like so you use a fucking controller, and it's crazy. It's so
how many
sick. Like here I think I select the Zelda 2 tile set with Samus, of course, and you pick Super Metroid Samus, and then like she goes down. Nice. That's awesome, and it starts playing Super Metroid music. Like it gets crazy because it's not just the base characters; they have like the Ninja Gaiden moveset, basically, right? Nice. So it plays like Ninja Gaiden, but they have one of the ninja palettes is Shadow from Final Fantasy VI, and if you pick him, it's all Final Fantasy VI music. So you're playing Super Mario Bros. And something that looks like Zelda 2, but you're controlling Shadow. You're controlling a Ninja Gaiden character with music from like Final Fantasy VI, and it's so sick because you're still playing Super Mario Bros. And it's like the best way to play this game now.
That is.
She could do she could even morph ball jump.
So, what are some of the characters? I mean, I know you talk. Obviously, you're obviously.
There's everything. They have like Final Fantasy characters.
Kid Icarus is in here.
I mean, fucking everything.
Ninja Gaiden.
You could play the Blaster Master tank. You could just be the tank.
Oh god.
And they even have a Blaster Master tile set. It's really fucking cool. And you like I go underground here.
Yeah.
And it's like it's different music. And like she can blow up the things, and there's like power-ups and stuff in there.
That's cool.
Which is insane. Right? And like one of the coolest things is I was playing like the Castlevania tile set, and I go to like a bonus stage up in the sky.
Yeah.
Like you would do up in the clouds. Except there, it was like the tile set from like the third level of Castlevania, which is like kind of outside in the sky. And it's like, man, this is so well put together. It's just so sick.
I can't even imagine from a development standpoint how not challenging it, but like
so the thing is, it's just everything's tile set, so the backgrounds aren't that bad. You just say, hey, this is this tile, this is this tile, this is this tile.
The mechanics differ too, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. The difficulty comes when it is the mechanics of how the characters interact with the world.
Yeah,
And here's Contra.
and so I'm watching Super Mario Maker, and I'm saying like, oh, he's the sprite of Zero Suit Samus, and I'm like, come on, that's just a sprite. That's nothing, man. This dude like put like 10 games in one with like music and sound effects. Like I can't tell you enough. Like fucking Contra music's playing, and like you get like a mushroom. And you get like you get the super shot, right? But if you get like the fireball power up, it's like the spread shot.
so the actual item, like the Mario items, affect each character differently.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like
Why'd you miss that?
And there's so many fucking like options in there too, like really smart stuff. Like if you want, you can go into special options and like change, say, Simon's Belmont jump to be like his classic like jump where you just have to commit to the jump. You can't control him in the air. So you could play through the game with that classic Simon Belmont jump, and it's like hard as fuck. There's like cool options like that for like Samus and stuff too. So here's Ninja Gaiden.
Oh shit!
Where you can like climb on walls and shit, except I'm Shadow, so it's playing like the overworld theme from Final Fantasy VI. It's so dope. And like some characters, it's easier to play as than others, because I can run on walls, and that's not fair. But whatever. It's not really about balance. It's about fan service, and it's just so fucking cool. And you can change the and you don't have to get that crazy. Like it's cool just to be able to switch to the like you can choose the Super Mario World tile set. And then like and that will change the look, but it'll also change to the Super Mario World music, and then just change to like Super Mario's from Mario World's palette, and it looks like you're playing Super Mario World, except it's still the classic Mario Brothers. Super
That's
Mario
really
Brothers.
cool.
And it's just a really cool, fun way to experience the game. And there's like characters and
Can you only switch when you die? Is that or when you change levels or something?
No, you can actually switch via the start menu. But I mean, you can even do it to like random. So like every time you die or go to a new level, it just randomizes all the shit. So it just gets fucking crazy. This is like a sort of a custom tile set here. But I'm playing the Blaster Master tank, and it's just so cool. The fact that I can play as I play as Richter Belmont, and it has Rondo of Blood music, which is like way more sophisticated music than anything Mario game, So it's so sick. I don't know how. I didn't know Flash got that. Like, I didn't know you could do so much in Flash. To be honest,
Why not?
but it's free, obviously, because there's no way in hell anyone could sell something like this. But go play it. It's so fucking fun. Like I spent so much time just swapping around, and just the little shit. Like getting. I was playing Super Mario Land 2. The Game Boy game, and that's a really fun game. But in this game, you could actually switch it to like a Game Boy filter, so everything looks like the Game Boy, and switch to that Mario Land 2 sprite, and it has all the music and sound effects from that game, and that's
that's dope.
So fucking cool. So Super Mario Bros. Crossover, I recommend. Like you can switch to a skeleton, and instead of the axe, he throws his bone.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool.
So you played this during your you did like basically like a 12-hour marathon.
Yeah. I played a lot of different games. I mean, besides that, I played a lot of Sunshine. I played a lot of Yoshi's Island. Oh God, that game is so like every other Mario game in the world that I play, I'm like, this is delightful. With the exception of maybe like the original Super Mario Bros., which can be quite frustrating. Like you were playing Galaxy the other day, which we'll talk about in a second. Delightful, like, oh, this is such a delight. Look at all this amazing level design, right? And I play Mario Sunshine, and it's not delightful. It's madness, and everyone's like, I don't remember. No, I played this game when I was younger. I don't care. And the proof is, every time I get to a new level, a new challenge, there's always someone in chat that's like, oh, fuck this level. Like every fucking one. Someone's like, fuck this shit. This is such bullshit. Was anybody saying that when you did Mario Galaxy?
Nope.
People were like, oh, this delightful level. No, every single one. Fuck this level. And you know what? They're right. Fuck that game. It's cool. It's very creative. But fuck that game.
It has that game has a certain
Je ne sais quoi.
Fuck you.
It has, yeah, but it has like it has a charm to it. But it's also
it's
like
because you can't control your jump that well. So and like
Which seems like a
it
real-
doesn't control like Mario
jetpack,
64.
like the water pack. What is it called? The squid.
Flood.
Flood.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, especially when you get to, like the jetpack ability where you're kind of trying.
Yeah,
to,
you
like,
can't really turn
maneuver
around.
And,
But like, and then when they take that away, and they kind of use the flood to kind of like, you can course correct your jumps because you have less control once you jump than you did in Mario 64. You have very little control. So you got to kind of commit to your jumps, but a lot of times you don't really know how far. It's hard. Depth perception is a problem in that game, but since you're committing to your jump, you don't really know how far you should be pushing forward, and you can't really correct that much anyways once you find out mid-jump how far away that thing actually is, and that's why you have the flood. But then you get these challenges where they take away the flood, and it's just a goddamn nightmare. Oh my god, I was doing this level the other day where like these fat dudes, they throw you and you have to like perfectly before you talk to them and they throw you.
yeah.
So you have to like be at like a perfect fucking angle when you talk to them, trigger the dialogue, because that's the exact direction that they throw you in. And oh my god. And of course, as soon as I started that level, they're like, "Oh my god, this one, fuck this one."
So what you're telling me is you're not.
There's a
going to keep
reason
playing.
that Super Mario Sunshine, it kind of stands out as the red-headed stepchild of the mainline Super Mario series,
or at least a 3D Mario series.
Well, yeah, I mean all of them. I mean, no one is like, "Fuck this kid." No one said that about Mario 64.
No.
No one said that about Mario Galaxy.
No.
But
Well,
Mario
that's a
Sunshine,
shame.
it was cool. And I played some Yoshi's Island, which is always a delight because that's what Mario games are, delightful.
Hence why we're doing this Mario week.
Yeah,
Because you know what? We're getting really, 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 really excited for Super Mario Odyssey, which is kind of what triggered our interest in doing a themed week like this. So.
Yeah, there was someone in chat I was kind of asking what everybody's been playing, and they're like, "Oh, I started playing Mario games. Y'all kind of got me the itch to play some Mario games," and I was like, "Yeah, that's why we're playing them because we got the itch at E3."
Yeah, that game looks like, you know what? Super Mario Odyssey looks like it's going to be a delight.
It looks like it plays like it's going to be a
plays like
delight.
it's going to be a delight too. Controls like a dream. So as Brad mentioned, I broadcasted on Monday night. I played a solid 5 hours of Super Mario Galaxy 2.
You had never played that, right?
I played all the way through Mario Galaxy 1.
Yeah.
I bought Mario Galaxy 2 at launch, and I maybe played like an hour of it, and then something else came out, and I got distracted and never went back to it.
Man.
So for the most part, this is all new material for me.
It was probably Assassin's Creed. No, it was probably an Assassin's Creed.
Probably was. That wouldn't surprise me.
Mario
at all.
Galaxy 1 came out in 2007, which was Assassin's Creed's year.
Yeah.
No,
So,
no,
yeah,
no,
I could.
but he's talking about Mario
two.
It
Galaxy.
literally could have been an Assassin's Creed game.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out the release dates. Hold on.
So Brad's gonna like do some detective work to try and figure out what the fuck prevented me from playing Mario Galaxy 2. Now here's what I will say. You know, Mario Galaxy 2 is, for all intents and purposes, more Mario Galaxy.
Yep.
So, you know, I spent a long time playing Mario Galaxy 1, so I can also see... And I don't even... It wasn't a super long time between Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I
Wasn't it like
think
2
so.
years? I played a lot of Mario Galaxy 1, so, like, I may have still just been kind of, like, not ready to play more, but who knows? Enough time has passed now, and I haven't played a Mario game in quite a while, so, like, popping this in the other night and playing it was just, like, super exciting. And I fully intend to keep playing this, you know, probably off the feed a little bit, maybe on the feed as well, but... this game is... I have never seen so much diversity in level design
Oh my god.
in a game.
A week before Mario Galaxy 2, on the same day, Red Dead Redemption and Alan Wake.
Oh,
That's why
shit.
you didn't play Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, those are two like my favorite games. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
good move.
150% I was
Yeah.
playing Red Dead Redemption when Mario Galaxy 2 came out.
And Alan Wake.
And no, I played Alan Wake the day before it came out, so I was done
Yeah.
with it.
I
Dirty
think, I
slut.
think the only reason I played this was because I casted it with David.
Yeah. Oh god, were you playing multiplayer?
Yeah, I was his fucking...
You were a Starbit bitch.
Yeah,
You were
we traded off a bit, but yeah, for the most part...
Starbit bitch. That's fucking great. Dude, Mario Galaxy 2 is so goddamn good. Like, first of all, I was assuming there was 120 stars, and I was like, okay, but you probably gotta get 60 to win. And then someone was like, you actually have to get 60 to win, but there's actually 242 stars in the game. And I was just sitting here thinking, I was looking at like, I played for 5 hours. I got through about halfway through the third world, which, by the way, this is the weird thing about Mario Galaxy, and maybe it seems weird because they call each, you go to like, well, I would assume
you go to a new galaxy.
You would that's what I assume. You would be going to a new galaxy, and then there would be worlds in the galaxies. But each of the quote unquote galaxies they call a world, and then the levels inside of the galaxy they call galaxies. It doesn't make any sense. It's totally backwards, and I think.
Wait, the galaxy's on Orion's belt?
Well, it always. God damn it!
Stop.
I mean, it always starts with "Welcome to the Galaxy." So
I know, but like. I don't know. It's just it's ass backwards. It drives me crazy, but that's neither here nor there. I went through 3 worlds, and the sheer amount of creativity and just every fucking level you're doing something totally different. And I've played 3 worlds, and I've gotten like 3 or 4 new special items, whatever. Like my favorite I think I've played with so far is the drill.
Yeah,
which is so
where you
cool.
did the flip and you drill through.
Yeah, you drill.
Is that new to Galaxy 2?
I can't remember.
I want to say it was.
I think it was. Yeah, that shit
But
was
like,
the boss you fight.
You literally drill.
that's one of the first
through
things they showed in the
planets.
trailers.
Yeah, so you literally drill through planets. So like you can actually like, but like if you hit something metal on the other side, it'll like bounce you back and you shoot the other direction. And like really creative bosses, and like the bosses are just like they're not. I wouldn't call them easy necessarily. I mean, they're kind of.
And they're Mario bosses.
Some of the Baby Bowser shit kind of annoyed me in that game.
But like, even if you would want to call the bosses in this game easy, they're fun. Yeah. Like everything in this game is fun. Like
it's like the opposite of Sunshine, where you respect it but hate it.
Yeah. This one I respect it, and I have a hell of a lot of fun the entire time. It is probably one of the least stressful game experience. Although ironic,
jumping, can't you spin? That's like the much easier way to kill things in
well,
this game.
the thing is with Goombas, when you spin, so one thing, when I was starting to play this, I was like, oh, you really can't play this with a Pro Controller, because I have a Pro Controller.
Yeah, no, you need.
But you can't, and I realized after starting it, why, is because they incorporate so much of the spin controls in this game.
This is still pretty gimmicky.
Yeah, but you know what? As far as like Wii controller games go...
Dude, that's horseshit. In Super Mario 64, you totally would have bit the dust right there.
Yeah, probably so. But like, for a game that relies so heavily on using the Wii remote, I was like, I'm always hesitant to go back and play anything on the Wii because, you know, I don't want to touch that controller.
They should re-release these on the Switch.
You can buy them on... Well,
they can't. You can buy them on the
Wii U. Yeah, but I guess you still
I'm sure they will eventually.
Yeah, probably so. We live in a world... We live in a time where remasters and ports are, like, rampant.
Oh, you have to use the Wiimote.
Yeah,
though,
like
because
even
of
like
all the aiming when it's in space, you know.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. That would be
mechanics.
perfect for the Switch, though.
Yeah, but
still do all
those
that shit.
modes aren't as good as like a proper Wiimote.
I don't know about. I mean, the thing is, I think it depends on who you ask. Because I absolutely love the detached.
Because it's all
Switch
gyro
controllers.
based. There's no sensor.
Yeah, it's not a sensor. It's
and
just
the gyro stuff was always more awkward than the actual sensor stuff. Like I remember when I was playing like Skyward Sword, they went from IR like in Twilight Princess to the gyro, and you're always like resetting it and shit. It was kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, but I tend to avoid playing Wii games these days just because, you know, I don't want to go back and play with the Wii remote.
Because they're baby games, Nick.
I hate the Wii remote. I really, really, genuinely hate the Wii remote.
Yeah.
But not as much as I hate the N64 controller. And to be honest, you know, Nintendo knows how to like take a controller that is otherwise not great and make it
dead.
Oh yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, I die here.
Oh, restart the footage.
Crushed to death. But like Nintendo knows how to take a controller that is otherwise really annoying to use and like actually make it seem cool. Like I had genuinely had a good time playing with the Wii remote on Monday. So, and you know, of course that's probably gonna be the case for most first-party Nintendo games. But dude, like some of the fucking suits you get, like or I don't know what you want to call them, the upgrades or transformations you get. Like this cloud thing is pretty cool. Was it? I don't think that was in Mario Galaxy 1 either, right?
I don't
know.
believe so.
Yeah. So like so far I've gotten the
Yoshi's new in this one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yoshi,
That was the big feature
the
when they were
drill,
marketing it.
the cloud, so you can actually like create your own platforms by waggling the remote control while you jump, and it also actually gives you a little bit more of a floaty jump, so you can be a little bit less precise with your platforming, which is cool. The bumblebee, I don't know if I like the bumblebee all that much.
The bee was in the original.
Yeah, the bee was in the
The bee is kind of annoying, but still, like it's just one more. I mean, like when you go back to the hub world and you're on like your little spaceship thing, they have a room where you can see all the different upgrades you've gotten so far, and there's like 3 or 4 more that I haven't unlocked yet. And I'm just like, God damn.
The big improvement was it didn't have this stupid hub world that you had to like run around, which was a good idea, but it kind of sucked in the first Galaxy. It was just
Wait, what was there in the first Galaxy? I can't.
It was a
remember.
hub world.
Yeah, just literally a world
where you kind of had to run around to get to the levels.
But isn't that kind of what
every
people?
time you went back, you had to like. But there was no like interesting depth to it. It was just
there wasn't.
You just had to like fucking run around it just to get to the levels.
But that is part of the charm. What people love about Mario 64, right? Is running around the castle.
Oh no,
and
but it's
going
not
to
the same as Mario 64. It's just not.
Or even Al Delfino, really.
Mario 64 was filled with all kinds of cool secrets.
I'm still waiting for a game that captures that magic of running around the castle and going into paintings. Like I'm
hopefully Odyssey is like
Odyssey is that
Odyssey,
game.
I don't think it's going to be like
Well,
that.
hold on.
Odyssey's going to be in the levels. You'll find secrets.
Well, no, but we haven't seen like the outside the level stuff, and that's also.
I mean, they
when I
haven't
talked to Nintendo about it, they wouldn't tell me shit.
Yeah.
And they were saying that you have your Odyssey, which is your ship. So it is a spaceship. I don't know if it travels between
how do you
worlds or
traverse
whatever. Yeah. So I mean, I think. I don't know if they're kind of leaning a little more towards Galaxy than 64, but I mean, we'll have to
had to
wait
guess,
and
It'll
see.
probably be more like Galaxy 2, where you're just kind of selecting worlds from a map that they don't.
See, like, look at
care
this.
that much
It's
about.
called World 3, and all of these are galaxies. But then you can actually go to zoom out, and you can see the different galaxies that you can go to, which are actually what they call worlds. It's so bizarre. Oh my god! But dude, there's so many great. Like, and it's still star based like Mario. I'm kind of bummed because like in Mario 64, like every world had like 5 or 6 different stars that you can get.
Technically 7 with the coins.
Yeah, and this one it's like every single world has like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And some of them are hidden.
But there's so much variety.
But
Yeah, I think that's
damn,
the
there's
point.
so much
Is they
variety.
wanted them to have more variety of worlds rather than.
And the
spending
worlds
too
do
much
feel a little bit
time.
more linear too than something.
Oh no,
like
that
Mario
was
64.
my biggest
yeah.
complaint about Galaxy was the fact that like this is since it was like planet based and whatever. Yeah, you would just go and you would hop on this old planet with its own gravity, and then you'd hop to the next one and the next one. And all of a sudden, you're at the end.
Dude,
That was kind of the big problem I had.
the truth is, Banjo did it best, and the new Mario Odyssey is kind of adopting that Banjo method, where you just kind of stay in that world and keep
Hang out
exploring.
there,
Yeah, and that seems really cool. But like, and at first glance, I was kind of bummed about like maybe the more linear nature of the worlds in Mario Galaxy, but they make up for it because they do so many cool things with, especially with gravity. Like so many cool things with gravity. Like there'll be planets that are hovering kind of close to each other, and then you can walk over to the top of one and then jump, and then you can see where the gravity just shifts. And
That was one of my favorite parts. Is like doing like a long jump between planets and seeing yourself get caught in the other one's gravity. Yeah.
Are you playing as Luigi?
Oh yeah. So
How dare you?
I was recording this footage and I met Luigi and I was like,
What's wrong with Luigi, bro?
Sorry, I
The
know.
list is
I
shorter
know
if
it's
you say
against the
what's not
spirit
wrong with
of the week, Brad.
Luigi is for
What?
losers.
I just had to try it, Brad.
Wario is for winners.
I just had to try it.
And also, when you play as Luigi in these games, he controls slightly differently too.
Although he didn't seem totally different while playing it in this game, to be honest. But then again, I only play with him for like one level, which you're watching right now. So
Well, I think he has higher jumps at least.
yeah,
Well,
probably
that's
so.
Luigi, so yeah, it makes sense.
But,
More
uh,
slippery.
And one other thing I'm really just continuously blown away by in Mario Galaxy 2, or in Mario Galaxy 1, is just... I feel like this game would be a nightmare to control camera-wise and keeping your, because you're constantly running around these, like, tiny planetoid, planets, and you're, like, the camera's shifting, and you're upside down, and you're running around things, but somehow, it all works. And, like, pretty fluidly. Like, I don't know how... Like, I feel like anyone else who tried to do this would probably fuck it up in some pretty...
It must be nice having
astounding
great camera
ways.
controls, because Mario Sunshine, let me tell you.
Yeah, like how do they fuck up the camera in Super Mario Sunshine? Because this is infinitely more complex to control because of the nature of like the planets and the gravity.
Going from Mario 64 to Sunshine, I mean, in Mario 64, in a way, it was kind of fixed those camera angles. You were adjusting them slightly.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
This was Sunshine was like the first game in which you had that almost full control.
You know,
To be fair,
I don't think they really knew what they were
Sunshine
quite
has
doing.
a much more complex level design because it's more dense and vertical, and there's a lot more stuff in when you give an area. While here, you're constantly moving on, from relatively flat like Planetoid to the next. So it makes sense why you have less camera issues.
now that I think about it, though, too, like maybe this is like the best from a camera perspective. Maybe this is the best controlling 3D Mario game because Mario 64, Sunshine, they all had their issues.
Oh, well, 3D World had no camera issues, but that's because it was.
Oh, he's like a
Fixed
locked
perspective,
camera. Though.
yeah.
It was isometric.
Well,
yeah,
not all of it.
I don't. Maybe I'm
Most
just.
of it.
Maybe I'm kind of poo-pooing here, but I just don't really look at Mario 3D Land as like a true 3D Mario game. I don't know why. I know that might be blasphemous for some people.
It
It
is.
definitely is a true Mario game. It's definitely not
I'm
my
not saying it's not a
favorite.
true Mario game, but
It's
I don't.
just more
I
designed
don't.
for multiplayer,
I
so
don't-
like the level design isn't as.
I just don't lump it in the same group as like Mario 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy. I feel like those are kind of in their own.
Well, honestly, I feel like. I mean, they're all just sort of like an evolution and a devolution or whatever you call it. Like what I realized playing Mario Sunshine the other day is that it really does feel like this in between step. But I used to kind of think it was more like Mario 64, but it really is this like in between thing where every time you jump back into a level, something to it has like changed in such a way to where it feels different than it did before, which is kind of is leaning towards. How in Mario Galaxy, every time you went into a stage, it was completely different, as opposed to like Mario 64, where for the most part it was exactly the same every time you entered it. You were just finding more parts of it, but
No, I mean they would modify it slightly.
a little bit. But in Sunshine, I feel like they were always adding like something new was going on that couldn't have been going on before.
Yeah.
like completely. So like, it's just kind of this weird in between thing. While 3D Land and 3D World could be maybe seen as as its own thing. Like I think maybe the Galaxy ones can as well. But that was basically the huge success of Super Mario Bros. Wii, the side scroller that was multiplayer.
What platform
and them kind of turning that 3D.
What platform was Mario 3D World on?
The Wii U.
Wait, 3D World is Wii U. 3D
Wii
Land
U.
is 3DS.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which came before 3D
I've actually
World.
never. To be fair, I have never played Mario 3D World.
You did. We
I have
played it
s-
when we lived together.
What?
It's multiplayer.
We played it when we lived together.
Yes, it's 4-player.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I don't really consider. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
That's- I guess-
even if you play by yourself, it is a fully featured Mario game. It really is. It's just a little different in terms of level design. It's got flags at the end. It's more about getting through the stage than like completing an objective or exploring something. It is about it is actually more traditional like side-scrolling Mario.
Yeah.
Turned 3D because it's about a start point and an end point and the challenges in between. But like it could be very challenging, especially with all the bonus stuff after the credits.
Yeah.
In a way that maybe
I wouldn't mind
Mario
going back and
Galaxy
trying
got
that one day.
challenging as well, but, they all do after a certain point.
But goddamn,
Except
guys,
Sunshine, that starts.
Mario Galaxy is so good. Also, shout out soundtrack. Holy shit, soundtrack in this game is so good. There's a song with a fiddle in this game, and it is so goddamn good. I can't even tell you. I almost went out and bought the soundtrack.
I thought you were going to say I almost went out and bought a fiddle.
No. Good heavens, no. Almost went and bought the soundtrack based on the fiddle song.
I was playing Wario Land 4 today. That's a Game Boy Advance game. There's music with vocals on a Game Boy Advance. It's pretty sick.
That's crazy.
Wario game.
Shai brings up the slide. I did spend about 20-25 minutes trying to beat a slide level in Galaxy 2. Very much like the penguin race, I
I
guess.
think I remember which one you're talking about.
But goddamn, and it was one of those levels I was like, this isn't. I know exactly what to do. This isn't hard.
Yeah.
I just
You're bad.
no. Fuck you.
It's not
Maybe.
hard. I'm just so bad.
I mean, that's kind of how I felt at the time. But I eventually got like it. I just kept making stupid mistakes. Like I would see like a break coming, and I was like, I know I got to jump over that break. But for some reason, I would jump like 20 feet before I was even at the jump, and I was like, why did I do that? And then I just fall to my death. And like 5 times in a row. It was the worst. But yeah, fuck that slide. But other than that, very delightful game. I can't wait to play more of it. I'll probably play more of it on the feed once I finish Nier. Play some of that on the feed. Anyways, Nolan,
What up?
you have a Mario game you've been playing off the feed.
Yeah, a
which
little
is
bit off
nice.
the feed,
Are you? This isn't the game you're also playing on.
Yeah, this is the game I'm playing on the feed.
Oh, okay.
But
Are
it's
you going to start from the beginning?
oh fuck no! It's an RPG. It's like boring at the beginning. It takes all the time to get going, and
That's
there's
true.
tutorials and all
That's
this
true.
shit. So I decided, hey, how about I do all that before I play
That's
on
Save
the feed?
people the pain.
So when I start the feed, it's just me playing the game.
Yeah.
fair.
Any point in time, Chris Davis, you're more than welcome.
When
to
you
click
need
the
to
button.
say the name of the game.
I don't have to say the name for you to click it.
I mean, fine.
There it
Anyway.
is. There it
Paper
is.
Mario:
Is
The
it Turok?
1,000-Year Door
I can't tell what it is.
from the Nintendo GameCube. I've never played this game.
Nor have I.
I don't think I've actually played a whole lot of any of the Paper Mario games. I've definitely played some, and I've probably told the story before. In the seventh grade, Adam Hilbin
Fucking Adam Hilbin.
fucking had a copy of
Classic
Paper
Adam.
Mario 64, and he beat it, and he every day would tell me how great it was. And he's like, "Hey, you want me to lend it to you?" And I was like, "Yes." Never did. Never.
I thought you were gonna say he'd be like, "Oh, I'm not going to."
Through like high school, I was still asking him if I could borrow the game, and he would
Dude,
always
at this
say
point,
yes.
why don't
If
you
you
just
won,
go?
I got the 64 one. No.
And so I've never played it. No, Adam's gonna give it to me.
Why do you remember the last names of kids from 7th grade?
Well, I knew Adam from elementary through high school.
Okay.
It's because he's still on Nolan's shit list.
Yeah, that too.
Fuck you the week goes to Adam Hill.
Yep. But yeah, so Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door. Never played it. I've always heard it's a great game. I was like, you know what? I'll play it.
Looks charming as hell.
Yeah, I've played maybe a little over an hour and a half of the game. It's still pretty slow. I know it'll probably get going soon.
All the Paper Mario games are super talky.
It hasn't been as talky as like Persona.
Well,
But it's been fairly talky, yes. I mean, meeting Goombarella, whatever her name is, the little Goomba lady I'm traveling with, and then
You're
yeah.
traveling with a Goomba lady?
Yeah, she's
Man,
an
I am
explorer.
totally
We're
out of
both
touch
on
here.
the hunt for the 7 crystals. Crystal.
Oh, so she's literally like a party member.
Correct. Yes. And
pretty
the
hot.
mechanic of this game is around like the audience, I guess, is one of the interesting mechanics. Is the better you do in combat, more people will come to watch you do combat, and they will cheer you on.
Like a spectator sport.
Kind of, and you can see them down here at the bottom. As soon as it starts, you'll see some like. Oh, actually, hold on. I have to get past the.
Oh, is it like? Does it
you
kind
go.
of like you're on a
So you can
stage?
see I have 11 people
That's
watching
cool.
me do combat right now, and the better I do, more will show up.
Does it like boost your stats or anything?
Yeah, so there's a meter. There's lots of fucking meters and shit. That's the one thing I will say is this game is the UI is very busy. But I just use one of my special abilities, which lets me throw things at like stickers that I can like boost my health and get flower power, and the flower stuff is used for special attacks.
are you playing this on Dolphin?
No, I'm playing it on GameCube.
Okay.
On my Wii. But does it? I heard that Dolphin has issues.
Fuck.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that like, oh, if you go through this certain door, it'll crash the game, or if you talk to this person, like, I mean, I didn't want to risk it because I didn't want it to be a situation where I play the game for 20 hours and then it breaks and I can't do any more, and I'm like, well, fuck. I know the physical GameCube disc is going to be a-okay. And that's something I was talking about with Brad actually when I was watching him stream, and he tried to play. I don't remember which GameCube game it was, but like his memory card was full because he already had saves from like 6 games on it. And it's like, oh my god, those memory cards were so small. It's not the fact that they couldn't hold a lot of memory; it's just the fact that they couldn't hold a lot of memory, and the games took a lot of memory. And it's like, what? And like, I have 2 memory cards for my GameCube. One, has like 7 games on it. The other one has like 20, and it's like only half full.
Yeah.
It's like crazy, like how little memory they held and how much they sold them for too.
Yep.
But yeah, so this game, it's Paper Mario or a like what were those other Mario games, like Mario and Luigi?
Mario and
ones?
Luigi
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Like that series, where it's it's combat.
This was like the first of that
Kind of
style,
action
right?
combat.
Well,
where
Super Mario
active
64
combat.
was. Or sorry, Paper Mario 64.
Yeah.
How was the combat in that game?
Very similar. I mean, very
Yeah, it was like
similar to
this,
these.
right? Yeah.
But it's more active, where like you're like enemies are like sending shells at you, and you're like jump.
Well,
and then-
and this you don't jump over stuff, but you do have like active guards that you can do to prevent attacks. And as you've seen when I'm running around the world, if I get the jump on the enemy, I can attack them first. And if they get the jump on you, they can attack you first. But I actually have a badge. There are badges in the game that you can buy and find. That when you equip them, they have special abilities. And the badge I have makes it to where even if I get hit first, they don't get an attack on me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But yeah, so the bigger the crowd gets, like it'll draw in unsavory type people who might throw things at you.
Hecklers?
Yes, hecklers, and sometimes you have to take them out of the crowd. There are, you can see that when I used that special ability earlier, I have one use of it. It went away, and so now the better I do, next to the star in the middle of the screen, it's like a circle. Audience will start cheering if I do well, and that will fill up that meter quicker. What else?
Where did this game come? Like, I feel like this kind of came out of left field. I mean, is
this game?
Yeah. No, I mean, like when it came out. Like, I feel like this is like.
No, there's a Paper Mario game on the 64.
Where
Which
did-
was just an evolution
maybe
of Super Mario RPG from the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, there's
And this is
these
just
games have
following
gone
that,
back.
yeah.
It's been a long-running series, more or less. I mean, you can really lump Super Mario RPG, the Paper Mario games, and the Mario and Luigi games as like a very long-running RPG series. And they've even had like crossover stuff and like stuff like Super Paper Mario, which was a little different. That was the one for the Wii where you can like shift the perspective.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
the only one that I've played is.
I mean, one came out last year.
I know I played a few of them on the DS. I played Bowser's Inside Story a little bit, and I played what's the other one? What's the one before Bowser's Inside Story?
Partners in Time.
Partners
in Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played both.
And
of
so
those.
those are the two actually I played the most of.
Yeah.
Were those two, and that's just because I was really into the DS when it was out. I mean, the games were cheaper. I liked playing them on the go, and so that's why I think I played a lot of those compared to like GameCube games and stuff.
I will say though, in recent years, people have been really down on these games, like the Mario and Luigi games and the Paper Mario games, like Sticker Star and like Dream Team and like Color Splash.
Oh, Brad,
like,
do you want to reseed your mic real quick? Apparently, it's having issues. Someone in chat noticed it.
people have had like been kind of really down on those games. So, and like Color Splash, the most recent one, people said like
Color Splash. When was that?
It came out last year for the Wii U.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the last Wii U games. And, people said like the writing is so good, so funny.
Really?
But like the gameplay is like really tedious.
That sucks.
So, that's why I didn't play it.
I think that's one of the things that kind of, I don't want to say turns me off on these games, or maybe why I haven't played them, is because combat does get boring after a while. Like you're doing you will get new, like a couple of new attacks, and you can upgrade, like, get better, like a better hammer and better shoes or whatever. But I mean, overall, you're doing the same stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, I've never spent more than 3-4 hours with the Paper Mario game, but I'm hoping this one maybe I say this one like it's a new game. It came out over 10 years ago. I'm hoping this one will stick. I can stick with it. Maybe
I will say Superstar Saga is the one where they kind of just spice it up a little bit, and combat became a little more active, a little more fun.
Mm-hmm.
And a remake is coming out soon for the 3DS.
So I might pick that up. Then.
Probably gonna pick that. I mean, I played Superstar Saga before, but I really liked it.
We'll probably talk to you more. I mean, you'll
also, we
by
have
next podcast you will have played more of this.
And Crispy is going to be playing
Bowser's Inside Story.
So there'll be plenty of Mario RPG happening this week.
I do love me some Bowser's Inside
hopefully
Story.
I'll be playing it. He hasn't set up my 3DS yet.
I thought you did that on.
I couldn't stay. I had to go home.
So he's got to do it.
Yeah, well, I told him how to do it, and if he can't figure it out, I'll go over Saturday morning.
Well, Superstar Saga, I don't know why, but Superstar Saga and Partners in Time are on the eShop. So if he wants to do it that way.
Okay. But yeah, so no, I do plan on. I'm going to cast this tomorrow for like 5 hours, so I'll get a decent chunk of the way into the game. I will say just a little more. Like I did get an upgrade that lets Mario fold himself into an airplane.
So adorable.
Which is it's for exploration. I would say light puzzle solving. But I mean, I haven't really. I'm assuming there are more abilities like that I've yet to get.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
Such a great aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it totally is.
Well, that's kind of all the Mario games we've played so far in Mario Week. So we'll check back in next podcast. We'll talk about more of the Mario games we're going to be playing, obviously. But as I mentioned at the start of the show, we'll be playing Mario games all week long through Sunday, the 23rd. So we'll have plenty.
I got more for tomorrow.
And Brad's got more.
I got more deep
tomorrow.
cuts, more loopholes.
More deep cuts.
Do you happen to have All Stars on the Super Nintendo?
I think you played All Stars
Yeah, I
already, didn't
played
you?
All-Stars.
You played that on Monday or
But
Tuesday.
if you would do that, I would suggest you load Super Mario World and try out the Luigi character on there, because he controls exactly like he does in Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah.
So
I
that
fucking
changes
hate
up the
Luigi.
gameplay significantly.
Does
fucking
anybody
hate
else
Luigi.
but me get really confused
He
about
controls
Super Mario
like
Brothers?
shit.
Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, Super Mario Land, Super Mario.
Worlds
man.
are on consoles.
We've
lands
had years
are
to
on
figure it out at
handhelds.
this point,
It
Nick.
doesn't matter. I still
Super Mario Land is the handheld series,
I
Yeah.
still get them.
starting with the Game Boy.
Still get them confused. Sorry about that.
Doki Doki Panic. Do you know what Doki Doki Panic is?
I do not.
Okay, that's the one piece of Mario trivia that everyone should know.
You should know.
At least
Yes.
let us explain that to you.
You ready, Nick?
Super Mario Bros. Was a big hit in Japan and in the West, but it came out in Japan first, right?
Yes.
Then they made a sequel to Super Mario Bros. Called Super Mario Bros. 2. Nintendo deemed it was too hard for the West, so they didn't
Just
release
like
it.
the Final Fantasy games, they didn't release over here because they're too hard for America.
They didn't release it. What they did do
That's
is take a
insulting.
game called Doki Doki Panic and retool it, swap out all the sprites with like Mario characters, and they released that in the West, and they called that Super Mario Brothers 2. So
So
that's
the game where you're picking up the plants and throwing them. And
I love that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a Super Mario game.
that's not a real
Yeah.
Super Mario game. They later released that in Japan as Super Mario USA. and they didn't release the actual Super Mario Bros. 2 until the All-Stars came out on the Super Nintendo, which include Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which is actually Super Mario Bros. 2, which is still fuck-ass hard.
Yeah.
Just like so hard.
Damn it!
Yeah.
You just ruined Super Mario Brothers 2 for me.
No,
still a good
everyone
game.
loves it. I mean, it doesn't
It's
matter.
still a good game.
It doesn't matter that it's not an
Has good
actual
music,
Mario
too.
game.
Mario
It's-
looked weird in that
It has
game.
become canon. Like characters
why.
that were only in that game have later been incorporated into the Mario universe.
Like
I mean, the
Birdo.
Shy Guys
Yeah.
were introduced
Yeah,
in
Shy
Guys,
Super Mario
yeah,
Bros.
yeah.
2.
yeah, you can play as Birdo in Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for the history lesson.
No problem.
Much appreciated.
Now you know.
We're gonna take a break though,
Yeah.
and when we come back, we're gonna talk about non-Mario related stuff, news in particular.
News.
There's some news, and we'll answer some questions from our patrons and more good stuff. So if you're watching us live, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment after a word from these sponsors. Just
Wait, really?
kidding. No,
we don't have any
just kidding.
sponsors.
That
I
was a
thought we
joke.
did though.
We have patrons.
I'm not putting them in the.
Oh.
They're in the break.
Oh.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We have news this week. In fact, a lot of news happened like today.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
A lot of news happened today. A lot of news some big news happened earlier this week at the big Disney, the D2. What do they call it? D23.
D23.
D23. The Disney event where they were unveiling a bunch of. They're showing off a lot of the Marvel stuff and a lot of the Disney World plans and shit. But
Stuff happened
out of-
today. I have no idea what happened today.
Well, we'll fill you in momentarily, but obviously the big thing the big news piece this week coming out of a Disney event on the gaming side, obviously, is we got a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, which has debuted a new world,
What was that world, Nick?
Toy Story.
I mean, I've been saying
Toy
for
Story.
years they should do this one.
Dude,
it's just been years since the last one.
Yeah.
So I listened to an entire podcast this past week about Kingdom Hearts.
What podcast was that?
It was one of the Kind of Funny podcast.
Oh God.
But they talked about Kingdom Hearts, and so Toy Story was they did like a prototype of a Toy Story world, and they showed it like years ago, and then they never did anything with it. So people were kind of expecting that Kingdom Hearts 3 would finally be the game that actually went and did something with the Toy Story world. So, by the way, the beginning of this trailer,
It's terrible.
Can we skip to
what
like
is-
later?
what is up with the text? I feel like the text scrolling across the screen at the beginning of this trailer only makes sense if you're actually.
Well, I thought they were
Reading
trying
it.
to stop people from like stealing the footage, but
Yeah.
then I realized it's actually saying something that they like a quote that they say at the end of it.
Yeah.
and that's it's really obnoxious.
But I didn't start reading it until like more than halfway through it, and I was like, what is this say? I have no idea.
The
what's
problem
happening.
is if you read it, it takes away from watching what's going on because you have to like almost like zoom your eyes out and like
Believe.
change your focus.
But it eventually gets past this terrible scrolling. Oh, that was a long ass quote to spell it like that.
Dreams. Don't give up, Roxas. I hate Kingdom Hearts
Brad,
so much. Remember, Kingdom Hearts just used to be about, hey, these characters, they're going to like Disney worlds, and there's Final Fantasy cameos, and it's wonderful because, hey, look, you turn into a toy when you go to the toy store. This is the best part of Kingdom Hearts. But these games are so up their own ass with their stupid fucking lore. It ruins it, man.
Brad, I don't want to have that conversation because I still love Kingdom Hearts.
When's the last one you played?
Kingdom Hearts 2.
There's been 20 Kingdom Hearts games.
There's been quite a few since.
Yeah.
Like, literally, so many.
I officially own the PS4 version that has Birth by Sleep and
Birth by Sleep, Chain of Memories, Dream Drop Distance,
365.
I might actually play those.
358 over 2 days.
I might actually try and play those before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out because I have the PS4 big collection thing that has them all on the disc, which is great. I'm looking forward to playing that again.
And thank God they can't do any more ports and collections of that shit. They actually had to put out this fucking game.
They do. They really do. And there was actually some news this week as well about talking about why this game has taken so long to develop. But I don't want to talk
Square
about that.
Enix's fault.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
They're bad at making games now. They take forever.
yeah, more or less. Anyways, can we talk about the stuff? There's a lot of gameplay showing off in this trailer, and we got our first look at Toy Story World, which is cool. That's
the visual
exciting.
fidelity.
Dude, the game
Holy
looks...
balls.
What you're looking at here is the best part of Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
They're
You don't-
toys.
You don't have to keep reminding us,
I
Brad.
mean, you can see like the deformations on Woody's fucking chin
Yeah.
in this trailer.
You think Tom Hanks is going to voice Woody in...
No, his brother will. His brother voices Woody in all the games.
He does?
Oh, really?
What about Tim Allen then?
That I don't know.
Tim Allen's probably not hard to get.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I'm sure Tim Allen has plenty of free time that he could record some audio for Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. I don't know.
Is Arlie Ermy still alive?
It probably wouldn't even be hard to find someone who can do a really good Buzz Lightyear impression.
No, that's the thing. Is there definitely people
They
who
have
can.
options.
Yeah.
It was also weird watching this whole trailer and hearing all the characters, like seeing Disney characters.
But they're Japanese voices?
Japanese voices, like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, the weirdest thing about this entire thing with Toy Story is that it's canon to the Toy Story storyline.
Well, so it's not after 3 then, because
It's set after 2 before 3.
Okay, I was about to say, because if you've seen 3,
I did not
spoiler
know
alert,
that.
Everything
Woody
you're
dies.
seeing is canon to
Everyone
Toy Story.
dies.
Oh my god.
You're still fighting these fat dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Heartless.
His weapon seems kind of interesting, though. That
Dude,
big-ass hammer
Every time I see this game in
that turns
motion,
into
I
a
just
rocket.
like.
That turns into, like, a dildo?
I think this world, especially when you go outside of Andy's room and you're like out in the yard, looks absolutely fucking incredible.
And that's something we originally when we first saw footage of this game, we were like, hey, it looks pretty good. But like the more we see, it's like, hot damn.
Yeah, it looks real good.
Yeah, it's a sexy ass looking game. And part of when they were talking about the development time, they said several things as to what contributed to the long development time. But one of them was at some point making a decision to switch engines mid development to Unreal Engine 4 and
Getting a fucking mech.
That's because their own engine ended up being a train wreck or whatever.
yeah, so that obviously set them back quite a bit as well.
First-person mech combat.
Yeah.
What? What is this game?
Dude, I don't fucking
And evidently he's been wanting this since Toy Story 2. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2.
know. Well, yeah, it didn't,
This looks so good that it kind of bums me out that there's not that supposedly there's even less
Prepare
worlds
for Titanfall.
than Kingdom Hearts 2, and the fact that we're seeing like more Hercules and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like man, like it should be all new. I don't want to see any returning
plenty
worlds.
of Disney franchises that have either come or they haven't done since the second game. But I don't understand why.
Well, they're saying there's less Disney worlds. There might not be less worlds in general that you go to.
And to be fair,
no, they're not. But I only care about the Disney.
But to Brad's point, okay, there's less Disney worlds, but why are we still saying Olympus? You know, we've seen that in both of the previous games. Why not do
probably
something
because it's a cheap thing to like. Disney's probably like do whatever the fuck you want with Olympus. We don't give a shit.
We're not doing anything Hercules. Go for it.
Yeah.
But
there's probably going to be a Frozen world.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I think Frozen's too like.
No, dude.
Like that. That's too expensive. I'm saying Frozen is too good for Kingdom Hearts.
I will buy you a copy of this game. If there's not a copy of it. If there's no, Frozen is not.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll shake on that.
The Frozen sequel, I think, comes out in 2019, according to their like gigantic list of all their films they have.
I think you might see Elsa and some of those characters, but I don't think there's going to be a Frozen world.
You do realize Frozen is like.
I know, but I'm saying like Kingdom Hearts doesn't get the most popular shit. They get shit that's
got Mulan.
But Mulan at the time when it came
Tangled,
to Kingdom Hearts 2, no one cared about Mulan.
Everyone cared about Szechuan
See, no one cares
sauce,
about
Brad.
Tangled anymore.
Everyone cared about Szechuan sauce.
What?
It's a Rick and
just
Morty
saying.
reference.
I'm just saying. Like they don't get like the most popular shit.
I mean, they had some pretty big. They got Nightmare Before Christmas. They got Tarzan. They
had 100 Acre Wood.
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, what are you talking about, dude? Lion. Wait.
Brad,
Tarzan.
They did have Lion King. Brad, just let it go.
Well, I mean, I still don't think
God damn it,
there.
Nolan. For a second, that didn't even click for a second. Then I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch.
I still don't think it's going to be in there.
I'm actually.
I mean, Toy Story is not like not relevant anymore.
Sadly,
It's a dumb
there's
series.
no Lilo and Stitch world.
I'm kind of hoping for a Moana world, to be honest. I really like
I don't know if
Moana's
it's
cool.
too soon for that.
That's what
Moana
I'm
didn't
saying.
come out that long ago, and this game, I don't think they're going to quickly put out
I
a
don't
Moana
think
level.
Big Hero 6 didn't come out that long ago
Is
either.
Big Hero 6
That's
in this?
true. Yeah,
Big
Big
Hero
Hero
6.
Yeah,
sweet.
that's going to be in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool, but again, it's not Frozen.
What is
you know
Sora
what?
going to look like in a Big Hero 6 world?
I think they've shown some of the footage from that world too.
Oh, really?
I think it's out there. I got to go check it out. But and obviously this trailer ended with 2018 as the release window, which
Wreck-It Ralph makes a lot of sense.
Oh shit, that would be good.
Yeah.
There is a new Wreck-It Ralph movie coming, so
They have
there's a possibility.
Kart racing in the game.
God, they'll work in Cars too.
But
won't
based
they?
on the thing is, the problem is like everything they're announcing that I've seen so far. While it looks cool, I'm very excited for it. I feel like some of the choices they've gone with, like. I want to see some more of the classic Disney stuff. Like, I don't want it all to be
Why?
like newer Disney stuff.
We've seen all of that. I'm not saying don't have it at all. I'm just saying, like, why would you want to spend more time in, like, don't get me wrong. I loved.
Are there any big.
I loved.
Was there a Lion King? Was there a Lion King?
I thought there was a Lion
Not a
King.
world.
I don't remember a
I
Lion
didn't
King.
play
Simba
Simba
was like a
Hold on.
summon.
Yeah, so no, there wasn't a. I don't think there was a world, but there was like a mini area where you got Simba as a summon. Yes. But yeah, like the Nightmare Before Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I love that world, and honestly, they could have done better since I recently replayed it.
Yeah.
And I went to that world. It's not
There's
as
not
fun.
much to it.
Yeah, it's very simple. So yes, while I would love a more grandiose Nightmare Before Christmas world, I would also love, like you said, like Big Hero 6. I could see them doing some pretty cool shit in that.
That was really cool. I'm not trying to be down on like the stuff they've chosen so far because I think it'll be great.
Incredibles could be pretty good.
Incredibles could be cool, but like, was there ever a Beauty and the Beast world?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And two.
Was there?
And two
Okay.
there was, yeah. You go to like the castle and you're like running around the
I haven't
castle.
played 2 in a long time.
I replayed 1 and 2 after the announcement of 3, I think. I don't think I ever finished 2. I did a lot of it on the feed though. But yeah, there's definitely a the weird thing about the Beauty and the Beast world is it's not super Beauty and the Beast. It's kind of just you're in a big castle.
Yeah.
Fighting whatever these.
What if they do
things
like?
called?
What if they do the
Shadows?
Beauty and the Beast like remake and it's actually live action and you're Sora running around?
That would be cool.
What
though.
if suddenly, like-
that would be fucking cool?
What if it's like suddenly like FMV and like you're interacting with like Emma Watson, but like Sora is actually played by?
They can definitely afford that. Haley Joel Osment.
Let's be honest here.
Have you seen him recently?
Oh, Zootopia.
Yeah, his face is small. What are the chances?
Actually, Zootopia might be a pretty good world.
no. Let's get real here.
What, Brad?
Let's get real. Star Wars. I know it sounds crazy.
You just
but,
said
but
they
like,
don't get the biggest shit.
Well,
You just said that.
I mean,
but
if
Star
you're
Wars has
going,
been around
if you're
forever.
Episode
going,
1 through 3, Nick.
yeah, like Naboo.
God,
no,
help
but
us.
seriously, the last game, Kingdom Hearts 2 had Tron, and it had Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
And that's a pretty outside the box Disney shit.
Yeah.
What if they had fucking Star Wars? What
But
if you had like
that-
Goofy and Jedi robes?
Hold on there, son. Between the release of Kingdom Hearts 2 and this game, they also bought Marvel.
Yeah. I think
So, I
everyone's
mean-
right now, every discussion I've ever heard anyone talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 has been, will they put Marvel or Star Wars in
That's
it?
such a big. Those are such.
Those
big
are
feats.
too big to add, I think.
I mean, it like Marvel is a huge thing. Like where
They
do you,
could
A
add
lot of
like
video game rights stuff too. Who knows?
they could
how
add
that
like
stuff's tied
Iron
up.
Man as a character or a summon, but they're not going to have a world.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a Marvel world. They're not going to have a Star Wars world.
The Lightning Lord has a good point. He says Goofy and Jedi robes equals Jar Jar Binks. Let's be honest.
Hey, when I went to Disney World last
Kinda
year, I
accurate.
went on May the 4th, and I saw Goofy in Jedi robes and Mickey.
Really?
Yeah. We went to a restaurant, had dinner, and they were literally walking around, all the people in like the mascot outfits, and they were all wearing Jedi robes, carrying lightsabers and shit. But it was Goofy, Mickey, and Donald. Yeah. It could happen.
Big
It
Hero
could
6 was a
happen.
cool movie, but that is some second-rate shit.
I want to know what worlds they're going to have for the Square Enix characters and what we'll see.
Yeah, but they never have dedicated
don't ever-
worlds for those characters.
Why
They,
couldn't
they have unique I mean, hey, I would love it. Like fucking Midgar or some shit. Come on, that'd be amazing.
I mean, Final
But-
Fantasy VII is in development right now. Let's just say there's not a
But what does that
Midgar.
have to
I
do
don't
with what's
think
in
it's going to be.
development?
Like Wall Market. Why couldn't they do Wall Market?
But
The thing is,
that's not what they do. They do.
This has always been a Disney game that had other shit in it.
True.
They never had any Final Fantasy shit. They had Final Fantasy characters that showed up in the Disney
And you know
world.
what? Some of my favorite parts of all the Kingdom Hearts games have actually been not parts.
Oh yeah,
is the
Big
best,
Hero 6 is Marvel.
but some of my favorite areas in all the Kingdom Hearts games are like the completely original areas, like Traverse Town. I love Traverse Town. Like I just want to, I'd love to see more of the areas outside of the Disney worlds fleshed out and like, given their
More
own
gummy ships.
No, fucking.
We'll
they
disagree.
know
They've confirmed the gummy ships are
Gummy
back.
ships coming back.
We'll agree to disagree on that because I think when you start losing the Disney stuff, that's when it starts becoming like lame Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, I fucking love Traverse Town. Like
I like Traverse Town too.
love it.
It's got great fucking music, but that doesn't mean I don't want Disney worlds. That's
No, I'm
that's
not
Kingdom
saying
Hearts,
that either.
man.
No, I want Disney Worlds as well, but I would like to see some of the areas outside of the worlds fleshed out. Maybe make it feel more cohesive. Like maybe
Let me
actually
tell
give
you
us a
this:
hub world.
play some of those other those
Hey.
dozen Kingdom Heart games you haven't played because I think a lot of those aren't Disney shit. It's a lot of the,
Organization 13
Well, I have
and all that.
I am set up now to do such a thing, so perhaps I will do that. Maybe I'll make that my next focus stream thing where I work my way through the Kingdom Hearts games. I don't fucking know.
That's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. I mean,
As long as I don't have to
really,
do it.
I'm not kidding. I really want to. Part of that podcast I listened to, like because they had a guest on the podcast. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she wrote a book about Kingdom Hearts, and on the podcast he asked her to explain the story, and she explained the story.
And she said, I can't.
No, she could.
Were there charts and graphs involved?
And that didn't sound like a turnoff.
No, I mean, well, you fuck what? I mean, no. I fucking love that shit. It's weird. It's weird and dumb and whatever, but I still want to play it. Point is, Kingdom Hearts 3 is apparently coming in 2018. Whether it slips, when do y'all think? Realistically, when do y'all think it will come out?
November 2018.
I mean, if it comes out in 2018, it'll
Christmas
be
2018.
November, December. I think.
Sounds about right.
2019.
You're gonna go ahead and put it right now, 2019.
Yes.
It gets canceled.
No.
I mean, the thing is, it looks so like it does not look like it's like a game that is like still actively in development. Like it looks like a polished ass. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously.
I just
still work
hope
to be
that
done.
there's actual level design this time around because that was one of the downsides. I mean, that was one of the negatives in my opinion, for Kingdom Hearts 2 is that they kind of like a lot of the more complex level design and like platforming and tricky stuff was gone from Kingdom Hearts 2. They were kind of like cool worlds. Like I love like that Steamboat Willie world. That's like really really cool look, but you didn't actually do much in that world. A lot of them were just kind of like flat spaces, rooms connected where you were fighting things and then cutscenes, and it didn't have some of the more complex level design that the first one had. And that game had like kind of shit platforming, but at least they went for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to just see a bunch of combat arenas this time around.
Do you suppose it's too outside the wheelhouse to suggest epic Mickey content in the game?
Yes. No way.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't even think that's the same like department. I mean, that's different.
I'm of the
rights.
opinion that we've talked about this for way too
that's
long.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like Kingdom Hearts. I want more Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 coming in 2018. Apparently, we'll see what happens. All right, Brad, you said you were not aware of the news that happened today. Well, actually, okay. So
I'm not aware of the news that happened today.
was the Bioware thing today or yesterday?
I've been playing Mario games all day. Oh, that was yesterday. I heard about that.
So let's start there.
Casey
You
Hudson.
are, yeah. So Casey Hudson has returned to Bioware. He has taken over as a general manager at Bioware. He was away for about 3 years. We all remember he departed after the conclusion of the Mass Effect trilogy, right?
Yes.
And he was kind of, for a long time, he was kind of the face of Mass Effect. Whenever they talked about Mass Effect, it was usually talking with Casey Hudson.
Yeah.
Which is, so Mass Effect Andromeda would make Mass Effect Andromeda the first Mass Effect game to come out without Casey Hudson's involvement. And we saw how that turned out. I don't know if I don't know if there's any correlation there.
I mean, I feel like so supposedly Mass Effect Andromeda was developed mostly over the period of 18 months.
Yes.
I mean, I doubt even if Hudson was on that project that it would have gotten much more time.
No, I'm not necessarily even saying that. But the point is, as he comes back, it's on the tail, the coattails of the other news, which is Aaron Flynn, who was the director of Anthem, which was the game we saw announced at E3, stepped down. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there. I think they are positioning this as like he wants to step away from the business, or it's more of a personal decision. I don't know if this actually has anything to do with how Anthem is coming along as a project, but it just seems kind of weird timing. Like literally the day Aaron steps down as director of Anthem, here comes Casey Hudson stepping back in as general manager.
I mean,
will be involved in the development of Anthem.
I mean, that
They
might
needed
just
someone to
be
fill in.
Yeah,
Creative
tag out.
differences.
They may just be tagging out.
yeah, sure.
He wants to go out and do
Tagging
something
out.
else.
He was like, "Come on, I want to make this the best new, the big new RPG series for Bioware," and they're like, "No, you make it Destiny." And he's like, "I'm not gonna do it. Fuck you." So now they're bringing in Casey Hudson to turn.
You
into
have no
Destiny.
fucking idea.
That is pure conjecture.
That's hearsay.
I don't know. I think Anthem. I threw around the word Destiny at E3, and it sounded negative. I'm still very excited to see what Anthem becomes.
It scares the hell out of me, because you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the last time. No, the last time that BioWare had something amazing, but then they threw away all that wasted potential with something that I don't care about. When they made a Star Wars MMO, and all of a sudden the KOTOR series was dead.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that. They're going to spend all their time and resources and money and
Turning all
what could
their
have been a really
franchises.
cool IP and turning it into something that I don't really care about and I'm not going to play, and that's sad for me personally.
No, that's the exact reason I gave why I was worried about Anthem at the beginning. Even before we even saw what Anthem was, I was like, I'm worried this is going to be a Destiny clone. And it kind of looks like a Destiny clone. But
A little bit.
it also looked fucking crazy good when we saw it in action. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it one way or another. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But I don't know. There probably isn't a whole lot more to say about Casey Hudson. It's kind of weird to see someone who stepped away for 3 years suddenly just come back and step right back into the position he was in before.
I mean, he didn't just step away. He went to Microsoft.
Yeah.
He was a creative director at Microsoft.
But he was dabbling in different kinds of projects. I think he was on the more technical side of projects like hardware development and that kind of stuff over at Microsoft.
I think he was. But then again, I don't think he ever said what
he
his
did cite that
project
when he left Bioware, he wanted to pursue other interests within the industry, I think, or whatever that means exactly. But I don't know.
He wanted to
He's
pursue
back.
more money.
Sure, that too.
I mean,
Well, he's back.
yeah.
He's back at Bioware, so we'll see what comes of that. I just hope Bioware. I hope Bioware can kind of get this shit back on track, because I used to consider Bioware like one of my favorite studios out there, and now every time they announce something, I approach it with hesitation, because
Jade Empire 2.
don't fuck it. Like Jade Empire 2, the the MMO.
I just want Dragon Age to be good.
Yeah, me
doesn't?
too. We all it's good to want things, Brad. And the last bit of news is what happened today. Telltale has announced several things today. Did you not see this, Brad? Telltale announced.
No, I saw he tweeted something in Discord or whatever the fuck.
Telltale announced 3 games today.
Oh, God.
New seasons of Batman, The Wolf Among Us, and The Walking Dead.
God.
What?
Fuck Telltale.
You're just a negative Nancy.
No,
tonight,
this is
Brad.
why we have conversations on this fucking podcast. So we can bring up the news and I could say, fuck Telltale. That's podcasting. Why? They're just a factory, man. They're a factory churning out the same bullshit. You know what? The next thing I want from Telltale is, it is them to come out and say, hey, we're going to take a break. We're working on a new engine. We're going to try some new things. Fuck this. More Wolf Among Us? No one wants more Wolf Among Us?
That is
A lot of people
entirely
do.
untrue.
Yeah, a lot of people like that game.
A lot of people like that.
And you know what?
Also, this is the end of the Walking Dead series, so they're probably going to be focusing on something as a big project.
Sure, except the fact that they're killing off The Walking Dead does not indicate they're going to go on and suddenly make a third-person action game or a RPG. They're always they make this kind of game.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's ever going to change. I think that's sad. But that also does not mean that this the content they're producing is not.
I don't know.
worth it.
After some other Telltale style games have been coming out in the past several years, like Life is Strange, that have done supremely well. I don't know. I think they made.
I don't think
take
it's
a step
sad.
back and think about it.
I don't think it's bad. Like, Telltale can
We
continue.
haven't
to
even
make
said
this.
exactly what this news topic is, by the way.
Oh, say it.
Thought we did.
Real quick.
They've announced new seasons of Batman, Wolf Among Us, and The
said
Walking
that.
Dead.
Yes,
no,
we said that.
I didn't even get the word Batman out of my mouth.
I bet you.
Don't. I'm not. This is okay.
Hot
You're
dog?
wasting time. Go. Continue
It
what
is
you were
National
saying.
Hot Dog Day.
What?
It's National Hot Dog Day.
I don't believe you. I bet you a video game that you said it.
No.
Why not? Why don't you want to take that bet, Nick? You scared? You scared?
Come on.
They're so scared.
Did they already say they're going to do a new Game of Thrones?
No,
they
they
didn't.
said Batman.
No, I mean before
Telltale,
this.
and The Wolf Among Us.
I mean,
Telltale?
before this.
No. I don't.
Yeah. So anyway, no. What I was saying was, I don't think it's bad that they do these style of games. They do them well. They have definitely put out good games. The original, like the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead, fucking fantastic. Tales from the Borderlands, fantastic. But then, like Brad was saying, they need to just fucking slow down. So the problem is, they're churning out these games like a fucking factory, and they're putting them out at a crazy rate, and they're making a lot of money off of it. But I think they're going to get burnt out. I think people are going to stop liking their games as much. People are going to stop buying them.
We're already seeing that start to happen.
Well, no,
I
I know it definitely is, but I think I don't know if it's like a ploy to like make as much money as they can as quick as they can
Before the bubble bursts.
yeah, and then the bubble bursts, and then they're like, all right, we made all our money. Fuck you.
Like the Rock Band games or whatever.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest though. I watched the trailer for season 2 of Batman today, and I have the first season of Batman sitting on my computer at home, and I haven't played it yet. And it got me
The
in the mood to
trailers
play that.
always look good, and then when you play them, it's like choppy shit, fucking engines.
Their engine does
trying to
need
breathe.
an upgrade.
I mean, I
God.
think no one is going to disagree that they need a new engine.
No, it's not just an engine. They need to make something new. They need
hold
to
on.
stop making this style of game.
Hold on, because like I said, Tales from the Borderlands, in my opinion, was their last like great game. I've played, the first episode of Batman. I've played the first 2 episodes of Guardians of the Galaxy. Minecraft was a pile of shit. And
They're on
it's-
season 2 of that.
I know, and that's what I can't believe is they fucking got another season.
Well,
So
it's
sorry,
'cause
I can
Minecraft
definitely
is-
believe it because people just love Minecraft and they're
But
selling it to kids.
look at what you're saying. You're saying Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Minecraft, 3 of the biggest things.
Yeah.
And like their game just like a wet fart to those franchises, Like at best they're okay. And they should be more than okay, right? Like there is no IP that they can announce at this point that would give people like hope and excitement because they've already had the best IPs. They need to stop. They need to take
they can.
They need to take a break.
It would have to be a Marvel IP, but they could do
They've
it.
done
have to be a
Marvel.
Marvel
They've
IP.
done Marvel.
Or Star Wars.
They did Batman and Guardians, and those were mediocre. Like
the thing is,
It depends on the team, honestly.
well,
that's
hold
making
on. Well,
these.
that's the thing. Is they keep trying to make them as fast as they can to make money when, like Brad was saying, they need to slow down. They don't necessarily need to do a new engine. It would be very fucking nice if they did. But what they need to do is slow down and spend more than like 2 months on a game, because I think the story is what drove everyone to Tales from the Borderlands and Walking Dead. Those were really unique things. That wasn't Bruce Wayne, that wasn't Star-Lord. Those were fucking people we had no idea who they were. That one thing makes things a lot easier because you have no expectations going in. Yeah, Glenn shows up for a few minutes in The Walking Dead, but who the hell cares? They had these brand new characters, and yeah, Handsome Jack shows up in Tales from the Borderlands. But whatever, they weren't like the.
They have a lot
point.
of creative control in those to
so
tell
the
stories.
characters that they did have.
Yeah, you can't make a Batman game without
Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
Batman.
Bruce Wayne is
that-
Batman and certain rules that are
But
applied to
that's
the
what I'm
universe.
saying is like they had these unique characters, and don't get me wrong, I have no idea how long it took them to actually develop Walking Dead season 1 and 2 and Tales from the Borderlands. They could have done it in a few months. I don't know. Maybe they just had a better fucking story. But my problem is every Telltale game I have either played or talked to someone that has played since. Like, who remembers the Game of Thrones Telltale game? Exactly. Everyone fucking forgets about it because it was boring and lame. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like their graphics, their engine isn't what drives people to play their games. It's the stories, it's the getting the hook. You get hooked and you want to just play the next episode. But lately that hook hasn't been there.
I feel like there's a lot of potential there, and they're squandering it. They obviously are really good at getting these contracts, these IPs. Like, what if they took Guardians of the Galaxy and made something, instead of another Telltale game, something like a Mass Effect, like an RPG or some shit, like something more ambitious, like Ninja Theory is a studio that does really good job with like writing and acting and cutscenes and stuff, but at least they try to make actual fucking games. They're not always the most successful, but they're far more interesting than just more of the same bullshit, mediocre and kind of boring bullshit. Like, they have the money. They have to have the money at this point. Yeah. They have the connections to get these IPs. Do something cool with them. Like no one is gonna hate on Telltale taking some chances at this point.
Also, I think at this point, like, even if it was a money issue, because I don't think maybe they've been pulling in as much money, especially lately, as you might be.
Because these licenses probably cost.
Yeah, it probably cost an arm and a leg, and I think the sales have probably been on the decline, with the exception of things like Minecraft are probably.
But their company's so much bigger now.
Sure, but it wouldn't even have to be like they wouldn't have to go from this Game of Thrones or Batman or whatever, and then suddenly make like Mass Effect. It could be like go from this style of game, and the next time that maybe see them do something make something more akin to Life is Strange, like you were saying, like something that is more visual fidelity is higher, the method of telling the story is a little bit more advanced, but underneath still kind of the same ideas, and then like take gradual steps, build it up to something, and then suddenly you have the experience and the technology to kind of support making a much bigger, much grander game. But it doesn't have to go from literally from Walking Dead to fucking Mass Effect. Like, there doesn't have to be that big of a jump that fast. But they're not even trying. Like, that's the most disappointing thing, is it doesn't even seem like they're interested in trying something.
I remember
more advanced.
When I heard that they were getting the Game of Thrones IP, I was like, oh my god,
Everyone thought it was going to be amazing.
Fit.
Everyone was like, if they were to get anything licensed, this is it. This is going to be amazing. And it wasn't.
Yeah. Bummer. But I will stand by what I said. I'm probably going to play that Batman Season 1. I have it. Why not? And I'll be honest, I still love Batman. Even if it is telling stories that are fairly familiar or whatever. I've heard good things about Batman, and it looks...
George supposedly did a full silent run of that
Yeah,
series.
he did.
At least
Silent
don't
run?
nod.
Silent, as in
Every
don't
time you have
do
an
any
option to
decision.
choose something, he didn't.
At least Don't Nod has the balls to try something ambitious.
Sure.
Well,
I'll
Don't
give you that.
Nod tries new things with every
give
fucking
you that.
title they get.
Vampire. Looks pretty cool.
I will tell you, I think
Remember Me was an interesting first project.
Which one?
Remember Me.
Oh yeah,
Me.
I played that,
The game everyone forgets.
but I played it
Yeah.
and I remember it.
You had to be
you?
reminded, actually.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
If Telltale is going to launch a new engine, they're going to launch it with a new IP, I think. Like
You know
their
what I
own
will
IP.
you know what I
Because if
will
you think
say?
about it, all the projects they worked on the past 6 years, they're all licensed IPs.
Yeah,
Of course.
That's what they do.
They haven't had their own thing since Sam and Max.
Are they just not?
Sam and Max was not their own thing.
Yeah,
Sam Max wasn't
that's what
even
I'm
theirs.
saying.
They've only ever done
They've
licensed
only
stuff.
ever done licensed
Do you think
stuff.
they're even confident enough to do that?
Yeah, they can do that.
It's more
Is
about
it a confidence issue?
It's more. Well, that's what I'm saying. The thing about The Walking Dead was it was a licensed thing, but it wasn't any of the. They all they had to fit with was you're in a world with zombies. That was it. That's why they were able to make that that game good. Same with like Tales from the Borderlands. The only Handsome Jack played a big part of that game, but that was kind of it. And I guess
They were picking worlds that weren't necessarily defined by their characters.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the problem is, but once again though, Game of Thrones, that wasn't the characters. That was just the world. But they still managed to fuck it up.
Yeah, but they decided to use characters that existed in the.
They did show up.
Like
in
if
the
they
game,
had
yes.
just told a completely original story set in the world of Game of Thrones with completely original characters, I think it probably would have been much more entertaining.
Probably.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I might try out that Batman game. I do like Batman a lot. And one thing I will say about the Batman thing that it seems to like you actually spend a lot more time in the Telltale game playing as Bruce Wayne instead of Batman. So that, in the very least, is I think something that makes it stand out above most other Batman games. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I have it. It's sitting on my computer. Why not? Right? Why not? And that's it for news. Nolan,
What up?
do you have some questions for us to answer from our supporters on Patreon? Sorry, I was just helping.
You know what I saw when I came home today?
Mine's going a million places. No, I have no idea.
Oh, you
Corn.
Across the street from my house was a Roadrunner.
Oh, like a real live Roadrunner.
Yep, just like hanging out. And I got out of my car and he ran away really fast.
Really fast?
Yeah.
They are fucking fast
Yeah.
birds.
Nino Cooney got delayed. Shit. we
Oh,
forgot to
shit.
mention. Oh,
Good
whatever.
point.
Also, Titanfall 2
2019.
is getting some great
You know what?
DLC.
You know what? I am okay with Nino Cooney being pushed.
Yeah, me too.
I did not have time for another game that size.
Nope. All right, first question this week from our patrons comes from Cobra. What is the most expensive item you guys have ever bought? Feel free to swing your dick over your head.
The most expensive
Thing I've ever.
video
No,
game related?
it's like this thing that we're sitting in. No, I mean, like, I don't want to get. I'm going to avoid saying.
Yeah.
Because I bought a condo, and that's pretty. You know, but if we're going to talk about, like,
Should we limit that to video games?
yeah,
or?
let's-
I would just say limit it to something that's not a place that you live in.
I bought a woman
car.
once.
I mean, I bought a car,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, these are all going to be, like, pretty standard stuff. Like, I feel like I'd be hard-pressed to find something more expensive than
What's the
my car.
most expensive video game thing you've purchased?
And it's probably going to be a
regretted.
system, though, right?
I mean, my PS3, I bought it when it was $600.
Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Edition. I felt like a fucking fool.
How much was that?
A lot of money.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I bought my PS3 when it was $600, and I remember I set the credit card in the machine, and I stared at it for a second, like, do I want to swipe it? Do I want
what
to
did
do
you
it?
buy?
My
The
PS3.
Original PS3.
Original PS3. I bought it when it was $600. You know what game I bought with it at launch?
Resistance.
Nope. No. Think lower.
Spyro.
Oh,
Nope.
Untold Legends.
Nope.
Heavenly
Launch
Sword,
PS3 game.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of launch PS3 games.
No, the thing, I didn't buy it at launch. I bought it during the launch window when it was still $600. I think I bought it like 6 months after it came out.
Oh, wow.
And I bought it.
Jericho.
I bought it with a game based on a movie before the movie came out.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
God. Revenge of the Sith.
No.
That was
worse?
after that.
No,
I'm trying to think of licensed
Oh God!
PS3
Think about how.
games.
Think of something that's even
Iron
more,
Man.
something even more disappointing.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
I picked
God.
up
That's
that
what you bought?
Hey,
Dude.
it was next gen Spider-Man.
Dude, I think you were
to be fair,
underestimating.
that was
Spider-Man
like-
2, we were kind of hyped.
yeah.
Dude, I think you underestimate. There have been few times. I don't think. Remember how excited I was for Jason Bourne?
Yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
have not been
still
that
are.
excited about a movie since Spider-Man 3. And Spider-Man 3, I almost walked out of that theater, like in the middle of it. I got to the theater like 3 hours early, got in like the middle of the theater, and I was trapped.
Do you remember when you had to get
Trapped.
the
I couldn't
movies
get out.
like 3 hours early?
Yeah. Oh man,
Dude,
I
that
can't
was horrible.
Dude, I can't even imagine going back.
I can do you a worse launch game for a system I bought. I got a PS2, and I got Fantavision.
That's the one game you bought?
That's the one. Well, I got Final Fantasy IX for Christmas.
I bought the Bouncer with my
which
PS2.
they came out almost the exact
That's a
same
good game.
time.
That was a PS1 game.
Brad, most expensive thing?
I mean, I don't know.
I bought
Like a system, I guess?
Whatever. I mean, I guess let's not do... You don't have to do systems. I don't know.
A car? Well,
video game related. I bought the Ace Combat 6 Collector's Edition, which came with the full joystick and throttle on it, and I think that was like $250.
I don't buy collector's editions.
How about
That just seems
this?
like money I could spend on more videos.
How
That's the
about
coolest
this? At
fucking
this
thing
point,
I've
I
ever
will.
done.
At this point, I've probably spent, if you count both PCs, one that I've built and one that I'm currently in the process of building. I think that would probably be a pretty hefty.
Yeah.
I mean,
purchase.
I
just
spent
spent a
about
pretty
$4
penny,
grand
I
on
guess.
my new PC.
You spent what?
About $4 grand.
Fucking
What?
Jesus Christ, Chris Davis.
He has 976 gigabytes of RAM.
Wait, why would anyone spend that much money on a PC?
Well, maybe 3.5. I don't know. It's just
What?
I mean,
so much RGB lighting.
I had
so much
to get a
RGB.
new monitor. Okay, I had to get
You
new
had
graphics
to?
card. I had to get all. It's a whole new system with all new hardware.
He has 3 graphics cards and SLI.
Yeah, what do you-
Custom water cooling loop.
Well, it's a GTX
I
1080
still don't see where all that money.
And
GTX 1080 Ti.
And if you pick
Two
it
of
up,
them?
you can kill a
Just
man.
one.
you can't SLI TIs.
2 SSDs. One's a terabyte. One's a half terabyte. I got a RAID array with 2 4 gig or 4
You
terabyte
spent-
drives.
Wait, say that one more time.
A RAID array of 2 4 terabyte drives.
Okay, I was about to say, you spent $3,000 on a computer for a terabyte and a half of storage? Like, what the fuck? But okay.
So an 8 terabyte
Why?
RAID array.
Why?
GTX 1080 Ti. 32 gigs of DDR4 3000
well, there's half
RAM.
the money right there.
Wait, what did
The latest
say that again?
32
Skylake.
gigs
What
of
in the
RAM.
world do you plan on doing?
And my
RAM is
monitor
not that
is
That's like $250.
is an
Man,
IPS
it's so
144
expensive right
hertz
now.
G-Sync monitor, which was about $800. So
What? How big?
27.
And who did you sell your kidney to?
I mean, I've been saving up for about 2 years, so
Like, Jesus.
I think it's fair.
So have you already started saving up for your next PC? Do you just slip money into your
Maybe
current
I should.
PCs, like
Maybe I
in like
should.
the slots? Like every time you boot it up, you have to slip in like $1 or something.
There's I had to pay a toll
Yeah.
every time I boot it up.
Just to pay forward your next one. All right, anyway, let's move on. Next question
All to
from
play console ports.
Arxidus.
Yeah, you still play
Do you
games
ever
on your
have
Xbox.
super strong instances of deja vu? The ones that make you swear you can see the future or something. What was the last one you remember?
All right, first of all, this happens to me all the time. Second of all, I can't remember the last time it happened.
Driving along I-35 home last weekend when there was construction at night, like 1 o'clock in the morning.
And you like felt like you'd seen everything. I mean,
Yes.
This happens to me. Like, I'll be having conversations with people, and I remember if someone says something, I'm like, haha, I laugh, and I'm like, I think I had a dream about this.
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
that exact thought crosses my
deja
mind.
vu is when your brain takes a few seconds to catch up. You might want to talk to someone about that. No, that literally is
Shit.
what it is. It's like when something happens and your brain like has to process it and like it doesn't process.
But in your mind,
Or
you kind of
that's
feel
what
like
they want you
it
to
was from a
believe.
dream or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
But there's definitely been times where I've like even knowing that it's like something will happen and I'll be like, and doesn't this happen after that? And then something else happens and I'm like, wait a second, did I like think that or how did that work? Like, yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
definitely been times where like the deja vu has been a little kind of too weird.
I don't even care what the scientific explanation for it is. Every time it happens, I think about the Matrix and the black cat.
Come to think of it, it really does happen a lot while I'm driving.
That's bad. That's probably
That's
micro
pro-
sleeps because you're fucking sleep apnea and you're going to die in a car crash, Chris Davis.
Well, let's hope not.
Micro sleeps are horrible.
Micro sleeps are a thing.
Yes, that's when you go to sleep for like a second and a half, like when you kind of like.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
How does that happen?
I've had that happen.
You're just so, yeah.
I don't usually let that happen to me behind the wheel of a car, but when I'm trying to like,
you ever get that thing where you're driving late at night and all of a sudden you're like, wait, when did I get here? And like,
yeah, you're like 30 seconds later. I don't remember the last 30 seconds. What happened?
You ever been driving and you're changing lanes and doing all this stuff, and then you think to yourself, did I check my mirrors? But you're like, you know you did.
And you see a car behind you.
I knew with complete certainty that when I was changing lanes, there was nobody there, and I was, but I'm having like a thought process in my head. And I'm like, I've just been like checking mirrors and doing all this stuff and being like cognizant of everything around me. But I've been thinking about something else in my head, so I wasn't noticing myself doing all these other things.
That's a problem with driving where you do it so often that it becomes like, I don't want to say secondhand, but you can't let yourself get lax with it.
Yeah.
Just because, you're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, moving on. Next question from Velius? I haven't played a Mario game since Sunshine.
You missed some good games.
If you had to recommend one Mario game between Sunshine and now, which one would it be?
Galaxy 1.
Odyssey.
Well, now is before October 27th.
Can't say Odyssey. I honestly think that the only real, if you're literally limiting yourself to Sunshine until now,
Galaxy or Galaxy 2.
I mean, you could even jump into Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you have to worry about
I think that's
story.
a situation where it's like Assassin's Creed 1 versus 2. It's like Galaxy 2 is more of one,
but you're not even worrying. Like you don't even have to worry about
No.
story with with
I'm not
Mario.
saying Galaxy 1's bad.
No, but what you're implying is that there's such a massive improvement in the second one versus the first one.
I just think
Sorry,
if you're
I'm implying that if you had to choose one of them, do the second one over the first one.
I think the key word here is if you had to pick one.
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy 2, I think it's the bigger game. I think it's the more diverse game. I think Galaxy 1 is fantastic, but just the sheer amount, like I said earlier, the sheer amount that they crammed into just the first 5 hours of that game, I think it doesn't seem like a question at all. I would go Mario Galaxy 2.
I love Dano's comment.
What?
It's so perfect. When Nick is driving, he's all like, "Tonight's the night."
I like that's funny.
That's like a Dexter comment.
Yes,
it
of course.
is.
Yeah, that is a Dexter quote.
And you just inspired him to
the
go on his
Dexter quote.
19th series run.
Oh,
He's only watched it like 7 times.
yeah, that's. I know you're trying to be funny, but that is actually pretty true. I have watched it about 7
All right,
times.
anybody have anything else? I mean, I think honestly, to answer Velas' question, don't limit yourself to one, dude. There's plenty of like Mario. While Mario 3D World is not my favorite Mario game, it's still fun.
I mean, there's so much diversity when it comes to these days.
Also,
if you have a 3DS, there's definitely plenty of
I also
Mario
think,
games for that too.
I
You
also
can skip 3D Land.
I also think that it's worth recommending, like, if you're an avid player and if you have a 3DS and you're an avid 3DS player, I would say consider like Bowser's Inside Story. It's a really cool game. Really
Bowser's
fun
Inside
game.
Story is good. You can skip New Super Mario Brothers U. You can skip that game.
Yeah, I think we covered that one.
Dude, and Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 apparently is I've never played it, but apparently it's super good, and apparently the Switch version's even better, and I might pick that up.
But you know what? Can I do a Mario Kart rant?
Sure.
It's been a very long-running series since the early 90s. That first Mario game's great. Like, fuck Mario Kart, okay? What? Because those games are still like, do this cup and this cup and this cup, and you've done all the fucking content. How come there's been no like real evolution in that series? Why is there not like a rich single-player campaign where you're driving around a fucking world?
Mario.
How often do you get the A out of Mario and B out of a fucking racing series?
You get look at we've been talking about the mainline Mario games. There's so much evolution. I'm saying Mario Kart, you still turn it on and it's like do the 50cc cup and the 100cc cup. You've done all the fucking content. It's just tournament races. Through 4 races and you're fucking done. That's so lame. Like You could do so much more with that. There was competitors to Mario Kart back in the 90s that were doing more. Look at Diddy Kong. Look at fucking Crash Team Racing. Look at so many others, you know? Like Mario Kart is still fucking 4 races and go on to the next cup. It's pathetic. They're well-made games. They're beautiful games. They're fun and they're fast, but it's the same shit. There should have been so much more evolution. Those games sell so well.
Is there any...
You can't tell me that Nintendo doesn't have the time and money to experiment with Mario Kart. That's horseshit. Why does Kirby get all the experimentation?
Is there any way to play Diddy Kong Racing these days other than hooking up an N64?
No.
Because Diddy Kong
Virtual Console.
Diddy Kong Racing is still to
There's
this
the
day
DS version.
my favorite racing game.
It's pretty good. That was my
Absolutely
first.
Except for the boss races.
That was my first N64 game.
You don't see anything in Mario
Diddy
Kart
Kong
like
Racing.
the boss races in Diddy Kong Racing. I think those were great.
No, I
They're
agree with you,
hard,
Brad.
but I
I think
mean-
it would be really easy to have a Mario Kart game where while you do like Mario, karting where you're driving around cars, you could maybe almost to an extent like have an overworld where you're driving around doing stuff and then maybe get off of your cart and have like a side-scrolling Mario level.
Yes,
something
anything
like that. Yeah.
Why aren't we creating our own kart tracks?
Brett, in Mario Odyssey, you can ride a moped. Maybe
That's
this will
true.
give them the spark to like.
You can drive cars.
Yeah.
You can possess cars.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it seems like wasted potential to me. But that's just my Mario Kart rant. Sorry.
Thank you for that.
No, I feel you, Brad.
Unscheduled Mario Kart rant.
I think
Yes.
did 8 not have battles in 8?
It had battles.
So
It had, or the Switch version.
That's what I'm
has
saying. The Switch
traditional
one does.
battles.
yeah,
I'm saying
Switch
8
actually brought back
the original
traditional
8
mode.
didn't, and that just did not make sense to
Well,
me.
the original 8, Double Dash, 7, and the one before Double Dash, forget its name, they all had shit battle modes.
That's so dumb.
I mean, they were fucking atrocious compared to like 64 or even Super
64's battle
Nintendo.
mode was so good.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Stadium was my favorite level. My brothers and I, we could get my parents to play, and my brother and I would be able to time exactly when to fire a red shell, going around a corner to time out the other player using the star power up. So you just hit just at the frame it ended. I mean, we played the shit out of that mode.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. And then all the other games after it just were terrible. Fucking atrocious battle modes.
Yep.
And now in this new one, it's evidently supposed to be really good.
I
you know
heard
what
it's
has
really
great battle
good.
modes? Diddy Kong Racing. I
The
don't know. I
great
don't know
thing
why
about-
you laughed.
the
I
great
don't know
thing
why you're
about-
laughing
No,
at
it's
that, Brad.
funny. It's just because that's the only one you ever talk about.
Yeah, it is. The great thing about Diddy Kong Racing wasn't just that it was a kart game. It was also a Mario Kart game that before Mario Kart did it, introduced other vehicle types. And
You
it
could-
wasn't just
you had the hovercraft
it
and you
wasn't
could
just a
fly.
cart and a motorcycle. Or it
Yeah.
wasn't just a cart and a motorcycle, and when you go off a jump, you hover for a little while. Yeah, there was planes, and there was like the hovercraft that go in water or land, and then and fucking like it's just
You know
to
what
mention-
series is supposed to be like really, or which game was supposed to be like really good, and like a lot of people swear by it. That last Sonic Racing Transformed or whatever, it's supposed to be like a really good kart racer.
Yeah,
that
they're actually
has a
supposed to
bunch
be
of
pretty
the-
good.
like the flying and stuff too. But yeah,
All right, well, that's all the questions this week. Thanks to all our patrons for the questions they asked.
Yeah.
Every week we post a thread, and any patron is welcome to ask any question they want.
If you're interested in supporting us on Patreon,
So
you can
the-
find
you know,
us
the
at
weird thing is-
patreon.com/4player. Sorry.
I posted the link to the Patreon question thread
Yeah.
in Patreon and our Discord,
yeah.
and they were asking a bunch of questions there, but none of them fucking posted those questions in the question thread.
God damn you guys.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to wrap up the show with a 4-player minute. That's we go around the table. We say our hype, our sweat, our thank you, and our fuck you for the week.
Table?
Sorry, it hasn't been a table in years. Around the couch, around the room. I don't know.
Round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Brad, are you gonna start us off?
no,
What is up with this? Like 3 weeks in a row, you haven't started us off.
no,
What's up
starting
with-
us off.
Nolan, would you care to start us off?
I can. Yeah, I guess. so.
Anybody care to start us off?
My hype this week is
Thank you, Chris
for
Davis.
the Titanfall 2 DLC coming out next week. It's free. It's 4-player co-op survival mode. And the trailer looks fucking fantastic. This is a mode that I didn't ever expect Respawn to add to Titanfall, and it looks like a perfect match for this game. My sweat this week is for October 27th, because as a reminder, Assassin's Creed Origins,
Mario
Wolfenstein
Odyssey,
2: The New Colossus, and Super Mario Odyssey all come out on the same fucking day, and I have to choose.
Well, we already know what you're going to choose.
The
Which is
wrong
okay.
one.
I already know what I'm going to choose.
I'm going to be judged on this. Everybody else is going to be playing Mario Odyssey,
No.
and
I'm not going to be playing Mario
You
Odyssey.
have a Switch, and
he's see, I'm already being
Not
judged.
you.
No, I'm going to be judged for the same reason. I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed first.
over Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
My thank you goes to Nolan, Nick, Brad, and Chris, who is not here, because we finally completed a project I've been working on for fucking ever at this point. It feels like I started this project in 2003. Like, it's been that long since we started this. And we should be revealing it extremely soon.
Are you talking about the one that I'm going to talk about before the close of the show?
I guess. Okay. Then there we go.
Didn't we talk about
that's
that at the
another hype.
beginning of the show?
And my fuck you this week goes to Carlos, because this Sunday we're doing a mini Project M where we're playing a secret game that we're not going to reveal to anybody until Sunday, and he's going down. He's doomed. He's not going to make it.
You sound
It's like-
confident.
it's
He's never played a Mario game.
It's like
he
the
plays
Wizard.
the Doom
We're gonna
mods.
announce like a Mario game
He
that
doesn't
no one
know.
doesn't even know exists.
He's going
It's gonna be
down.
Super Mario Brothers 4.
He probably didn't even know what a controller is at this point. He's so much of a PC gamer.
Wait, I thought they were playing Super Mario typing.
Shit.
Man,
What's that game called? Super Mario
Teaches
of-
typing or something like that.
Mario teaches typing.
teaches typing.
All right, I have 4 hypes this week because I'm excited about stuff. My first hype goes to Fortnite. Comes out next
Tuesday.
week. Although technically it's early access. Technically speaking, it doesn't really release until 2018. I guess that's when it goes free to play. I guess in 2018. I am picking it up on PS4 next week. I'm looking very much forward to playing that. It was easily one of the biggest surprises for me at the show at E3. Did not really expect to be as into it as I was, but I had a lot of fun. It has a lot of charm. Looks very cool. My second hype goes to Mario, just in general. I'm very much looking forward to continuing to play Mario Galaxy 2. That game is a delight, like I said. Very much looking forward to actually completing the second Mario Galaxy game. And that will tide me over to Super Mario Odyssey, which is my third hype, coming out October 27th. Although, like I just mentioned, I won't be playing that right away. I'll be playing something else. But, nonetheless, still very, very excited for it. And my fourth hype, I watched Spider-Man Homecoming for a second time this week. I'm fucking just... That movie's so fucking good. I am so ready for another one already. And...
Another Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, dude, I am... That
I
is...
think Nick means to say he's excited to see Spider-Man in Infinity War.
Dude, oh god, I already can't believe I made this. I've accepted this challenge to not watch any trailers for Infinity War, and it hasn't even rolled out. It hasn't even been made public yet. They showed like 5 minutes of footage for it or something at the D23.
You read the description.
And no, I'm
Crispy
trying
kinda
not
briefly
to.
talked about
Crispy can't stop talking about it, and when I tell him, I give him these like, stop talking, and he just like, yeah, Han just keeps talking every time. I'm just like, God damn you! Just, I'm trying not to hear anything about it. You're killing me. And there's obvious. I'm so fucking excited. That movie is so good. I've already decided. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie by a long shot.
It's pretty good.
By a long shot.
By a long shot.
It's a pretty good movie, Brad.
And then
By a long shot, though.
and
For
then
me,
in
by a
4
lot.
months he's going to say the same thing about Thor Ragnarok.
That's
No, I
looking
mean,
pretty fucking good.
Thor
too.
Ragnarok looks pretty good. You know what I fucking realized? I mean, I thought I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I've been thinking about the Spider-Man movies and Marvel in the MCU, and I actually saw a list someone did like all the Marvel Cinematic Universe villains ranked, and I went through that ranking. I was like, fuck, they have not done a good villain in any of those movies. I think the villain in Spider-Man is easily the best,
heard good
most
things
well-developed
about-
villain.
It's
Michael
pretty-
Keaton?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
What
I-
about Doc Ock?
That's not MCU.
He's actually Birdman.
That's not MCU. I'm talking about strictly
wrong
MCU
series.
movies.
That is pretty funny though.
What?
Michael Keaton's Birdman.
Yeah.
He's the Vulture.
So, man, I'm just fucking excited. I'm also like, fuck, I have to wait till 20. I mean, he'll be in the Avengers, but he probably won't. There's so much going on in the Avengers that he probably won't feel like he's in a lot of the Avengers. So
You know, supposedly they did the first cut of Black Panther the other day.
yeah, I saw it was like four
4 hours long.
What the
What the fuck?
Also, I didn't know this,
it
but
won't be 4 hours long when it comes out.
Oh,
but
of
what the
course
fuck?
not.
the actress who plays Michonne in The Walking Dead is in the movie.
That's
I
cool.
didn't know that.
I mean,
Cool.
I'm looking forward to Black Panther, but goddamn,
I got 4 sweats. I'm the opposite of 4 hypes. I got shit I'm worried about, Nick. My first sweat, Xenoblade 2. The buzz around that game has not been super positive. I'm a little worried.
wait, which one?
Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm a little worried. I've been a little worried since I ever saw that first trailer, to be honest. But it's a series I like, and I hope that this one's good. It's one of the big things I want to get for my Switch, besides Mario Bros.
That's not coming out this year, is it?
Yeah, it is.
What?
It is.
I feel like we've only seen that one like teaser trailer, haven't we?
No. I mean, they showed like so much at E3. You just weren't paying attention.
I
We were
guess.
there, you know?
Yeah.
It was all treehouse stuff. My second sweat is for Julia fucking Chang. One of the characters, they announced a new DLC character at EVO during the top 8, and it's Geese Howard, who's a character from
Fatal Fury.
Yeah, Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, right? And a lot of people are very hyped. It's a cool character, but it's more of a character that like people who are really into fighting games are excited about. And I was kind of hoping that some of the guest characters would be, people like from other Namco games or other crossover games, people that the mainstream or like people who care about video games in general might care about. But really, the thing I'm most worried about is it's not Julia Chang, it's Geese Howard, and he's not coming until like towards the end of the year. So it's like, if I ever see Julia Chang, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. It has me really kind of nervous. That's a bummer because Tekken 7's cool, but I need my gal. My third sweat is of course for Metroid: Samus Returns. It'll be that until the game comes out. I really don't want to have the actual return of Metroid after all these years to be a really mediocre game from Mercury Steam, and we know at best that that's what they've done in the past, is make kind of mediocre games, and I don't want it to be that. It deserves better.
Yeah.
Man. And my final sweat is, of course, for the birth of my child. Getting ready for all that is very stressful. I've got all these boxes in my house, shit I'm trying to put together, painting and cleaning and
Doing dad things.
I have a shower this weekend.
Thank
all
God.
of y'all are coming.
yeah,
right?
I didn't,
You
I
smell
didn't want to
finally.
say anything.
Finally.
Clean yourself, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you
You do
employed?
know I'm not going to be there, right?
I know you're not going to be there.
I'm sorry.
But, you know where the wedding registry is.
I do.
So we were looking at that and we were like, we might have to buy a lot of shit for this damn kid. So,
Don't you worry.
yeah, get around to that if you haven't yet. But if you are attending, Nolan,
What's up?
you're attending?
Yes, I RSVP'd like months ago.
Yeah. Well, good, because I'll have someone to talk to.
Carlos is going to be there.
Yeah, I know Carlos will be there, and Crispy, and
When you see him, give him a message for me. Tell him he's going down.
I would totally be there. I feel bad for not going. I'm sorry.
My 4-play minute starts now. My hype. Paper Mario, 1,000-Year Door. I'm playing that tomorrow. I'm pretty excited for it. Hopefully, I don't lose my mind voice acting. It's one of those things where I always start out strong, and then all of a sudden the game introduces the 38th character, and you're like, I don't have any voices for this person, and eventually it all boils down to the main couple of characters have their own voices, and everyone else is the same.
I tried to do a nerdy girl the other day, and I could not put it together.
Just couldn't.
I could do a girl, which is like my falsetto, like Mickey Mouse, mama, and I could do a nerd, but I couldn't do a female nerd. It was impossible. It broke my brain. It's a guitar. Do it nasally falsetto.
I don't think that's physically possible.
Exactly.
I mean, if it makes things easier, just have all the Toads sound exactly the same,
Oh, yeah, I understand
and
that.
all the Koopas
Yeah.
sound exactly the same.
All
Or
right,
just do what I do and just don't voice act.
yeah. My sweat is for this room setup. It's just getting more and more complicated.
This room?
Cable wise.
Oh.
And just everything that's going on, trying to get things worked out. I tried to buy a a component to HDMI adapter for my Wii, but it just doesn't work. Like the capture card doesn't pick it up. Like, and it's just like super frustrating.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time this past week kind of fucking around with my shit too.
Yeah. My thank is actually gonna go to Team Cherry. Like, the more I fucking play Hollow Knight, the more I'm just so impressed with the game they developed. Like, this game is so good.
Please get that out before the end of the year on Switch.
Like, it's just like frustratingly good, and I've been listening to the soundtrack more and more. It's amazing that so far this year, one of my favorite soundtracks from anywhere is called Dung Defender, and that's just amazing.
That's from Hollow Knight?
Yes,
Dung Defender.
Dung Defender. It's so good. It's also actually a really good boss fight in the game.
Nice.
Because you're fighting like a dung beetle. I don't know. It's just that Hollow Knight is so good. And then my fuck you this week is going to go to Nintendo.
Oh, it's not going to go to Adam.
No, not Adam.
Oh, okay.
Nintendo. For what they did to me. I was so excited. And I was about to just, like, my dreams were about to come true. And they fucked me. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Say it.
Just say it.
There's no fucking secret.
Don't leave me in suspense.
No one gives
here.
a shit. It's kind of funny.
What do you use your Wii U for, Nick?
To play.
I play Zelda on mine.
Is this a trick question?
Like 2 games on it?
I mean,
How often do you think in the next year you're going to use it?
not too often.
Yeah.
I might play Fatal Frame eventually.
I figured the same thing. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to mod my Wii U so I can play Paper Mario on it. Because apparently it emulates really great on the Wii U because all the software to play it is still on there. Like the Wii software to play GameCube games is still on there. They just kind of lock it.
Yeah.
But you can mod it and then you can play Wii U game or GameCube games and it looks great and they run great and everything's great. And I do all this research to mod it and I go to mod it and fucking the day I do it, after a year and a half, Nintendo patches the Wii U and it prevents me from doing it.
There's been no updates for a year and a half.
A year and a half. They've done nothing. And the day I go to mod it, they update it. I was just sitting there in disbelief, and I was just like,
wait, after you actually like opened it up and did...
yeah. Like, I turn on my Wii U, and so I look at it, and it's like, hey, firmware version is this. I'm like, oh, great, that's the latest one. I don't have to do anything. I'm going to be able to mod it, and everything's going to go great. And I start doing the process to mod it, and it's like updating, and I'm like, what are you talking about updating? What? And then it says 5.5.2, and I'm like, no. No. There was time. And I had just bought like an adapter so I could play my GameCube controllers on my Wii U.
Oh, that's
I was
funny.
like all this stuff and I was like, I'm gonna play it. And I have all my my GameCube games and I fucking Pikmin. I was gonna rip the games and get some ISOs so I can play them on my and it was gonna be great. It was gonna be fucking great. And then they like what are the fucking chances?
I would offer you my Wii U, but no.
I will always enjoy that reference.
That's pretty funny though, and in kind of a sad.
They haven't cracked it yet. You know they're going to crack it.
Well, eventually, probably. But
Oh.
like I said, a year and a half was the last time Nintendo updated their console.
Well, when was this update?
Tuesday.
Was it
Tuesday.
recently cracked?
It's only been 48 hours. Give them time.
Well, the problem is
They'll do it this weekend.
Everything they had done before to patch it was via the internet browser, and apparently they just made it impossible now for you to do it.
That's not that
Like,
simple.
they-
Some stuff takes forever.
They messed up the internet browser, so
They like that's some lame shit.
Like the Vita shit took so long.
yeah.
Even now, there's still a lot of complications with that.
It just sucks because I was just sitting at my computer and literally like the YouTube video I was watching, like the tutorial, like right after it happened, I refreshed his page and he uploaded a video like, oh, patch and don't update your console, blah blah blah, and I was just like, that's just so mad.
That's fucking hilarious. Okay, guys, that about does it for our show tonight. I do want to go ahead and let everybody know that we put together a series of videos. It's our 20 favorite games, if you will.
Upcoming favorite games in general.
Our upcoming favorite games. These are games that we saw at E3, but these are, I guess you can call this our most anticipated games of the near future that we saw and or played at E3. And it's going to be a series of 4 videos, each one highlighting 5 games by all of us. That we'll be releasing the first one next week, early next week.
I could do it I could go home and do it.
Yeah. I think,
Next day or two.
Yeah, I
let's
think that's better,
put it
yeah.
at that. Next day or two, and we'll trickle those out over the next few days. So yeah, and there's some surprises in there, some things that you may not be aware of. So check it out. Should be cool. We're going to be posting those on our YouTube channel as well as 4playernetwork.com, and we'll get them up on Twitter and everything as well. So when you see them, go watch them. You can also find us on Discord. If you're part of the community, if you're listening and you're not part of the Discord, we invite you to join us in our community Discord. It's discord.gg/4player. We'd love to have you. It's free, and there's a lot of cool people in there, and it's a great way to interact and with us and with other people in the community. So check that out. And of course, we're in the middle of Mario Week. We're going to be playing Mario games all week long. So of course, follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/4playerpodcast.
Hey, let's spell Mario.
No, we're not spelling Mario.
There's only 4 of us.
No,
Can't.
that's not how this
That
works.
would be Mary.
Nice. I like that.
No, you could do. Look,
Mario.
I-O, bitch.
Great job.
You look like the Patreon logo.
Anyways,
Oh.
oh god.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, you can support us on Patreon. Oh god, that logo. Thank you guys for listening. 4playernetwork.com is our website. We'll be back next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, is that our last show of July? Is there 2 more? Or one
Yes,
more?
that's the last show of July.
So that means we'll be back next Wednesday for our last episode in July. But after that, we'll go back to our normal Thursday slot the week after that. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you later. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.